This episode of WrapOn Podcast is brought to you by Brothers Chemical. Brothers Chemical manufactures Vinyl Off and Ghost Off, two of the finest removal and fleet restoration products on the market. And they've just released their Adhesive Off Pro, a low evaporating, fast action glue remover that cuts through adhesive residue better than anything else on the market, saving you time and money on your next removal. Find Adhesive Off Pro at select retailers and online at brotherschemical.com. Use code WRAPON for free shipping on your first online order. That's brotherschemical.com.
Also brought to you by Signburst Workstations, graphic design and rip computers for sign and vehicle wrap shops.
All right, let's go.
Like Brandon, like we're an hour in, he's still like, it's like, bro, you're good. Like, he's like, yeah, man, this is wild.
Yeah, he was like, man, I hate hearing myself. I hate hearing my voice.
It's never really bothered me. Some videos it does, but the podcast never does. I like being able to hear it. It's clean and crisp. I can really hear what the other person saying. I can dial in.
Not like a voicemail where you sound 12.
Right.
Yeah.
Like me? Like, are you saying I sound 12?
Oh, I sound 12.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I probably sound 12 too. I don't know. Yeah, but Tennessee. So you guys are Knoxville? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's pretty close to the college, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it's there.
Yeah,
is it?
It's in Knoxville.
Oh, okay. So like season ticket holder type?
I wish.
Yeah.
They're outrageous.
Yeah,
they are really, really particular about that kind of stuff. You got to be like on a list.
No chance.
Yeah, it's like a family passed it down to their, 100%. Like, that's no joke. Like, they pass it down to their it's like an air thing.
Just grew up watching football? Is that where that is?
I grew up in the area and we sucked for a long time. And then in 98, they had the championship run. And like, that was like, I was really into it because, I'm high school and like, hey, it's awesome. And, hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
So they sucked me in and then they bled me dry for 2 decades.
Even now? Like they're...
They've had some coach issues over the past decade and a half. And, the whole Lane Kiffin thing, he's bailed ship from Ole Miss and heading to, where's he going? LSU.
I don't know. Everyone was mad about it.
Well, I saw everyone at UT saw the writing on the wall, and they knew it was going to happen in the first place anyway. So,
But you're not from Tennessee.
No, I'm from the Panhandle of Florida.
Okay.
So that's why there's no like alma mater, college
accent.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with either one of those things. I'm not a college football guy either. I'm not a football guy, period.
Yeah.
I don't watch really any sports. Racing, I watch a lot of racing.
Is that a sport?
You watch the Super Bowl, won't you?
Yeah, and even then.
Everybody watches the Super
It's more the commercials.
So you're kind of a football guy.
Yeah, not really.
I mean, I watch football, just not college. It's I go for the Bucks.
That's how I remember you saying that.
Yeah, that happened when they went to the Super Bowl against the Raiders, and everyone in the house was for the Raiders, so I had to go for the underdog, and they ended up winning, and I was just kind of stuck after that.
And that's recent?
That was in 2002,
okay.
I think.
See, I would have thought for some reason that was sooner.
I didn't know either. I don't follow anything NFL.
No?
Yeah.
So complete, like, chop there. You're college, you're... That's interesting.
Most of our players don't make it that far.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I guess because that would lead into that, right? Like if you started following in college and then,
Right.
never really thought about it. Same way in racing. I don't know. You watch them come up through the...
Yeah. I learned something new about you. You've actually got a racing background.
Yeah.
Like, I did not realize that. That's pretty cool stuff.
I'd race today if I could.
Oh, I bet you would.
If
like,
something came up, I'd walk right out that door.
I wouldn't
Phone
blame you.
rings. I'm out.
Absolutely.
No,
Nice.
I'm just kidding.
There's a race car in the middle of the shop.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So
No, I love racing. I grew up racing as a kid, and
Start out like, was it the go-kart league kind of stuff?
Yeah.
And then that's awesome, man.
Yep. Yeah. When we were kids, my dad and my uncle both raced, and then obviously they phased out. They wanted to stay in the sport, so all the kids raced. It was fun. It was good. Spent a lot of years racing.
Where was that racing to sticky stuff transition?
So my cousins,
I'm interviewing you now.
my cousins and brothers, it was just cool. I haven't talked about it much, but my cousins and brothers were really mechanically inclined. I was not. And it's hard, right? Like, because if somebody's working on something, right? Like, you don't want to get in their way or whatever. I was kind of younger.
Hold the flashlight still. I mean,
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So that turns into like keeping the car clean. That turns into take the old decals off. That turns into put the new decals on. So
Makes sense.
yeah, I just got into that side of it. I wanted, it was always like a personal thing for the car to always look good. What can we do to make it look better? And so yeah, I just started making them. I would take in, I got all kinds of stories about that, but I would take like stencils and like just draw and then cut them out. It's funny. So there's a sign shop in Greensboro. They just applied for the UASG, and the guy. So when I was a kid, it was Old Man Ruth. He was a mean old man, and
parents named him Ruth. I mean, how would you feel about that?
And so he, a guy that came along, went to work for him. He ended up buying the company. Well, me and that guy's kid, so it's almost like third generation. We raced go-karts together growing up. But they applied for the UASG, and he put me down as a reference. And so me and the local 3M rep went by there and met with him and talked. And it was, as we were leaving, I was telling Foster, the 3M rep, I was like, yeah, it used to be this old sign shop that sat up on the hill. And when I was a kid, John, the guy that owns Ruth Signs now, he was just an employee. I would go in and I would like steal little pieces of scrap vinyl, And I went in there one day and he had a whole box for me. I was all jacked about, he gives me this box I could take home and cut up. But yeah, I got pretty good. I could take and trace stuff out, and I could make big numbers, small numbers. I was, started making real money and just kind of stuck with it. Didn't ever look back.
Cool.
And I got into a car accident, and then, so that was like the defining moment for me, where it's like, you have to make a decision. Are you going to continue racing, or are you going to, pick a career? And so I am a big component that
On the track or like accident?
The accident was on the road.
Gotcha.
So, and it probably was because of the track, right? You start winning, you get very confident.
I had a similar situation like that.
Yeah.
That wasn't a racing thing. It was like a motorcycle accident in 2010. It was just because I'm stupid.
Sure.
But not that I'm saying you were.
I was stupid. Very stupid.
Same.
I was 5 miles away from the house, just made a bad.
I was about 2 miles from the
Yes.
house. Yeah. Like, I wonder how fast I can get from this stop sign to that red light.
Pretty much.
Too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, like I said, it was an eye-opening experience. I actually talked about this not long ago on a podcast, where I think I kind of compare it to like fighters. I feel like if you get into a ring, you have to understand that you can die, right? And so there's like a certain mindset or like level, like it's not that you're prepared to die.
An acceptance.
It's like an acceptance. Yeah. And so you have to, I imagine in a ring, like if you know the other guy is prepared to die and you're prepared to die, well, then it's going to probably be a pretty good fight.
Right.
But if one's not, he's probably going to get hurt. Probably doesn't have any business being in there. Right. I feel the same way about race. I feel that way about a lot of things. I think people get into things not thinking what they're up against. It's very challenging, and if you're not, one of my, Fernando Alonso has a quote. It's a famous pass he did on Michael Schumacher. It's at an iconic racetrack, passes him on the outside after the race is over. He asked, they were like, how did you, how nobody would ever make that pass on the outside. Like, why would you do that? And just like as confident, as smooth as he could. Like he said, he's got a wife and 2 kids at home. He's not prepared to die. It gives me cold chills just saying it. Like,
yeah.
His mind is like, I'll die for this, and he won't. And I think so. And I think about competitiveness. Like that's if you know that that's what you're up against, it's a scary thing.
Yeah.
And I love racing. I mean, I really do. But I really love my wife and kids.
That's fair.
In a warm bed.
Absolutely.
And so that's where so. But I stuck with I got to do the graphics for, some of the biggest race teams in the world.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It's funny, me and Josh were just having this conversation. So I recently bought that car. It's got found a good deal on it. It was intentional to buy, but he pointed it out. So it's the same car as this one. That one's just like a special edition. It's just like a silver platinum type thing. That's probably our biggest claim to fame was Jimmy Johnson's 7th championship. So there's only ever been 3 people that's ever won 7 championships. Jimmy Johnson's one of them. So, and we wrapped that car. We wrapped probably 150 of those cars that year. So we should probably have one that sits here that's like a big like a 24 scale. But yeah,
We'll let Kyle have it.
yeah. For now, he's the reigning champ. So
That works.
anyway, racing. What do you do? Yeah. But what about you? I don't think I've ever asked.
I don't race.
No, I'm just saying so racing's how I got into
Right.
it. What about you? Where did it start?
Got into what?
I started in a sign shop in 2006 in Nashville. I'm from Knoxville.
Why?
Buddy of mine, he and I started martial arts school together, and we were doing Krav Maga.
Do you know martial arts?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
it is, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
It's not that strange, I don't guess.
But we were opening a martial arts school, doing Krav Maga. It's an Israeli style, more martial than art. Not like fancy super high kicks, more like just knees and elbows kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So when you open a new business, you got to have income.
Sure.
And, when there's 2 people involved, you got to have some side work to kind of make things happen. So one of the side jobs I took at one point was...
Roll that back.
Yep.
Did you were opening, you and this guy were opening a gym?
Yeah.
That's how much you were into martial arts?
Yeah.
So you were like all in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah, right?
Do you still today?
No. Like after the wreck, I didn't do anything like that for a long time, and then an opportunity came up to where I could work kind of part time and teach, and I did that for a little while. That was probably 2014 ish,
No way.
and I still taught a little bit. It was fun. I really miss that side of things, the teaching side of things.
Sure.
It's the same type thing. If someone is having a hard time with a technique, and then once it clicks.
Sure.
And it's just like that sort of thing I do miss.
For sure.
Teaching kids I don't miss as much. It was still a lot of fun.
It's always
different kinds of
teaching
fun.
kids.
It
doesn't-
facts.
We're just
Yes.
all big kids.
But then the adults, you get the guy that comes in, he's like, he knows everything, and you can't teach him anything.
That seems
And-
like a specific type of martial arts, though. Like, I don't even know if I've ever heard of it.
Krav it started in Israel. It's one of those things where it was developed.
Yeah, but like that's super specific, right?
Yeah.
Like, is it like, so I don't know how it works, but is that like comparable to like, is it fall in like a category like jujitsu or something like that? Like, is that like because I don't even know how, like now that we're talking about it, like karate, and then like there's like subcategories of.
I mean, I feel like people use karate as like just a
Sure.
as
Like a
as
blanket statement.
Yeah,
You see them all over the place, right? Karate studio, karate.
yeah, and that could be a Chinese Kempo thing. That
Sure.
could be something crazy.
Yeah.
Some Ishinru stuff where you're like, I don't know,
Sure.
thumb locks and yeah.
Yeah.
But like
Anyway, sorry, that's
no,
a
you're
whole
good.
rabbit hole of karate. I don't know. It's just interesting because I wouldn't have.
It's an Israeli style that was developed to kind of help, honestly, women and children defend themselves because, that's kind of what they were dealing with back then. And so it's designed to have someone of a smaller stature defend themselves against someone much larger.
Sure.
It's kind of using your own momentum against you when you try to use it against me.
Sure.
Yeah.
When you said that, all I could think of was Bobby Hill saying, "Give me back my purse." That's why I was laughing. It's all in my head. That's all I could think of. Sorry.
I got reels just running right now. We're gonna have fun. No.
All right. So needed some side money.
Yeah.
So you
And
started.
I've always like drawn and stuff like that. I've always kind of been autistic with an R.
Mhm.
And I was like, I'll be a designer. I want to design. And I walk in, I'm like, hey, they had a sign out front, a little Coro sign. I was like, I want to design. What are your openings for that? And like, well, we don't have any for that, but we can put you in production. Cool. Foot in the door,
And you knew nothing at that point.
zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Just walking in,
Nothing.
let's give it a shot.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Worked production there, became production manager, They are still in business under a new name today. That was 06. By 08, I moved to Kansas City. In the time frame between the two, I went from production to kind of helping the sub installer install from time to time. They had a big account with RJ Young doing some partial graphics. And I think we did a couple hundred HHRs, like just partial kits.
So you went from production to installation once you moved to Kansas?
Before Kansas.
Before Kansas. Oh.
The girls at the time, her sister was in Kansas City for med school. Her husband had a tragic duck hunting accident, died. He drowned, but she had a kid. And so we moved up there, kind of spur of the moment, help her with that situation. And I called my fellas rep and I was like, hey, I need a job in Kansas City, like Monday. Her name was Lenore Rader.
That's a good idea.
And
I've never thought of that.
like it worked out. I had a job the following Monday.
Josh, you ever thought of that?
No, it's kind of dope.
That's kind of fucking.
It worked out.
Yeah, that's.
She's like, well, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I install wraps. I had done nothing but partials at that time.
Sure.
So I get there.
You about to do more?
Yeah, we're about to learn some stuff, and we all learned real quick that I wasn't an installer yet.
Sure.
But he was cool about it. He kind of like he let me cut my teeth on a PT Cruiser, full wrap, commercial wrap for a State Farm guy. Yeah, that was yep. So after we lost some color and stretched some stuff, he's like, "It's honestly not bad. Let's go back and finesse some stuff." Yeah. So after a month or two there, I was wrapping buses like Bluebird buses for the airport out there, which was out there. They have a lot of like I guess like salt and brine stuff that we don't have in Tennessee.
Okay.
Like we've got like enough snow trucks to
Sure.
not do a whole lot. But so he was like, we're gonna go hardcore at this bus, and everything's cut out, and then they use like it wasn't liquid laminate, it was laminated, but they used just a liquid clear coat, like Clear Shield clear coat, liquid lam, and they painted it on all the edges, every single edge. And
So it was laminate and then go back and like edge seal essentially?
it's like an edge seal.
Yeah.
They used it as an edge seal, but every single rivet and screw that was cut out had to have that around it because that was their thing. That's what they wanted to do, so that's what they did.
How did remove?
I don't know.
Oh, we were installers, not removers.
That one.
Got it. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, so from there, I ended up moving back to Knoxville, 2009. Housing market was trash.
Sure.
So no one was hiring for stuff. I ended up finding a spot installing for like $10 an hour, like actual installing wraps at that rate.
Before we move on away from this, I want to ask something because I think about this a lot. People there's like a level of confidence that comes with walking into a shop and saying, yeah, I can do that, knowing that you can't. Where do you think that came from for you? Do you think it was the martial arts stuff?
I don't know.
Because you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right?
you got to have some sort of blind, like just confidence.
Yeah,
at some point.
optimism, just like I'll figure it out kind of thing.
Sometimes it's stupidity. I mean,
Sometimes it's just desperation.
that can be that.
Yeah.
The desperation is a great motivator.
But I'm just sitting here as you're talking, like thinking through that, like the whole like reach out to the fellas rep thing, like that's a fucking clutch move, like that's smart. And then you turn around and do something dumb, like say, we can do that. And you know that you can't do it. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a level of confidence there of like, you're not a complete idiot, but also.
There's been jobs where it's like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I took on a job like that in Pigeon Forge where it's like, hey, we need the exterior of this building wrapped. It had been wrapped as it was being built.
Sure.
And after that, they had, this building behind it that was built, power lines going to it, and no longer a way to get to that area. So I had the guys from Sunbelt come by with like their surveyor. Yeah, that'll fit there. This can reach that kind of stuff. And I stupidly said, yeah, we can do that. We'll make it work. And then I had it work. It happened. Midway through the install, started pouring down rain. I had to stop. And I couldn't move the articulating boom lift back to where it was going, because this side is like 45-degree down to a parking lot, and up here is like power lines. So I'm not trying to slide off that with minimal insurance, because it's like, it was still pretty early on for me. So I'm like, nah, I'm not really doing to do that. Let it dry a few days, came back, and
Good as gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. You got to work through that. But I just see a lot of young kids that are they seem somewhat ambitious, and they lack that little bit of confidence or whatever, just to be able to like, though, fuck it, we'll figure it out. Let's get out there. Let's do it.
You also have to have that in the back of your head, like, hey, if it doesn't work out, or if there's something does come up, you got to be able to admit it.
Yeah.
Or then you're just digging a hole at that point. I mean,
welcome to the hole. No, I'm just kidding.
The ethereal hole.
Yeah. So went from that spot to realizing, hey, I can't keep doing this at this rate, especially. And it's a little mom and pop shop. They couldn't really afford more. And I just went on my own as an installer and made it happen.
Yeah.
Got some accounts and ended up being the guy that was popping to different mom and pop sign shops in Knoxville, like all over East Tennessee, and did well for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun stuff.
So at some point, I guess that got us up to like what, 2010, 2012?
Mm-hmm.
You did your 3M, right?
At Lowen.
Lowen.
Yep.
What year was that?
That was during COVID, because I was the only person there.
No shit.
There was one other guy there that was just going for the class. He wasn't going for testing. He was going for training. And I pretty much helped train him during the
I would have assumed you went earlier for some reason. What made you wait so long?
I did my Avery first, and that was
lame. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
no. I did my Avery with Justin Pate
It's probably more
in
convenient.
San Antonio.
Oh, no.
No, it was
okay.
there was a sub, or there was a guy I worked with that he's like, you can, I'd pay you a little more if you had some certs under your belt. And he tried to like lay out a different, square footage rate at that point. He's like, we'll start here and we'll go to here. And if you get this, this, and this, we'll work you up to here.
Sure.
Like, cool. It was motivation for me, and it helped him out too. So I went to, I think it was Icon Wraps or Icon Graphics in San Antonio, because it was the next available class.
I want to earmark that, because I think Icon, if I'm not mistaken, was Adam Shipp.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He was there.
I can remember Icon.
They had just released the Forgiato colors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. And they had they kind of had that same squeegee, like the hard squeegee. Like I remember having like several Icon squeegees, and they were fucking nice. Like I liked them. Sweet.
Kevin Kemp was in the class.
Get out.
I didn't realize it.
No way.
I didn't put the two together until WrapsCon a few years ago.
Really?
We were talking about it. He's like, I took my test there. I'm like, when was this? Yeah.
Get out.
Craziness. Yeah. We both failed.
What?
I'm not sure if he failed that one. I failed that class twice.
No shit.
Yeah. The first time I ripped the perf.
Yeah.
As I was taking the backer off, it ripped on me. And I was like, hey, I needed a piece. He's like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, try and make it work. And I got it to line up and work, but
Sure.
because it was ripped, it was a failure.
Yeah.
And at that point, it wasn't you don't do any more of the cycles. You actually like get to continue.
Oh yeah. Oh, you did.
Now they cut you off.
Yeah.
But so I continued. It was great. I aced everything else, but that was the nail in the coffin for that.
That sucks.
And I think the second time around, I think I was at Miller's when I did that one, and I didn't properly pre-inspect everything, and there was a cut, and I couldn't claim that it wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
So I failed that one.
No chance.
It happens. But I went back the third time, and there was a cut, and I was like, hey, I was
Where
like,
at? Where
at Miller's.
At Miller's.
I brought the whole like the Rap Institute like thing, and I was like circling stuff on the cars, like this is here, that's there. And then Jim walks up, he goes, that shouldn't be there. That's one of my employees' cars. Or he like it was a thing.
Yeah, but for you at that point, it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
I was like,
hunger.
I wasn't here. I just went for the
they
test.
patched this up.
Yeah, there's a cut here.
Sure.
And Dustin's like, noted. And like, goes from there. So
When I went and took mine, he gave me my fender piece, and it was short.
was it you talking on here, or was it you talking?
Probably. I've told this story.
Who were you talking to?
I don't know.
I watched it recently, and I was like, that sounds about right.
I'll tell you. It's a great story. But
I'm here to listen.
But seriously, like he gave me a color change fender piece to wrap, and it was short, and so you're supposed to
Right.
so I roll it up and go back. And I'm like, hey, the panel's short. And he was like, sure it is. What do you want me to do? What would you do in the field? I'd tell the customer this panel's short. Figure it out. I was just like, oh man, like where the hell did that come from?
Yep.
I thought he hated me.
It was the Charlie show.
Yeah.
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 Took me a second.
It was
I bet.
It was tough, man. It was like had me freaked out. What the
He
hell?
put you in a headspace where it's like,
Did you figure it out?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a professional. No, I'm just kidding. But it took me a minute. It really did. Like I had to really think it out and like, be strategic about it because I didn't know what his expectations were at that point. Like,
Right.
What it's a color change, right? You can't put a random seam in a color change.
Right.
So you just had to. I got lucky that the fender I was wrapping on the bottom of the fender, there was a hard body line. So I just did a nice clean seam down there, used knifeless,
That's
finished
smart.
it all in. Looked great. And it was a fender piece, so it's a big square. So I cut out the wheel well, right? Cut the wheel well out. So I had an extra piece. It was clean. Everything was good. So passed.
Nice.
I don't even think he looked at it, to be honest with you. I really don't. I don't even think he got down there and looked at the bottom of it. But
All that for nothing.
I know. I can't remember. It was tough. It was a very nerve-wracking day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
It was not the best experience. I thought I'd pissed him off the night before at dinner. So I was talking about guns. He's not a gun guy.
he's not.
But come to find out, that really wasn't it. He was more upset with himself because he's got this rule about not hanging out with students. And at that point, I was a student. So.
Funny story. At the Icon training class, I was super, not super new, but I was new to the point where like I didn't have the funds to like really pay for the flight and the hotel and everything on the same card. So I was like, I was moving things around, making things work.
Yep.
And I was in the airport on my layover, I think like O'Hare, and I'm figuring out rental car stuff, and the gate says like, hey, it's time to board. I'm like, cool. I put my phone away, and I get back out later on after I land in San Antonio, and I'm like, let's do this again. Get my car, and it's like declined. I'm like, what? It had like taken my deposit for like both times I tried for the car and the room.
Shit.
So like I couldn't get to the hotel. I couldn't check into the hotel. I could like everything was like it sucked.
Shut down.
Yeah. So it cut me off everything financially. Like I made a few Facebook posts. I'm like, hey, anybody can help me out, give me a call, kind of stuff. I was strained.
Stuck.
Yeah. Get it all taken care of. Guy from the Air Force I was in, like, he helped me out. It was awesome. From there, I walked to class the next day.
No,
I didn't have I had no rental car. I walked to class. It was like a mile and a half, 2 miles, not too bad. Walked to the class.
Hoofed it.
Dude,
Jesus.
I'm sure Justin
I
was
get
like,
it.
what is this guy?
Yeah.
Do the class, end up failing. He didn't tell you if you failed like at the moment. You found out later through an email with your scores and stuff.
No way.
Yeah.
Gross.
So like he offered it to me back to the airport afterwards. So I'm sure it was super awkward for him. And I was like, hey, how'd you think to do this, And like, he was like, yeah, this, can work on this kind of stuff. And like, he was super cool about it.
Yeah.
Like,
He's professional for sure.
oh yeah.
Have you met Justin? Do you know who we're talking about? No? Do you know who we're talking about?
Justin Pate.
Yeah, so I know who Justin Pate is, but I don't think that I've met him though.
Yeah.
The past few months, I've been meeting everyone all at the same
Sure,
time. And
sure.
I'm just like, I need
Super
a picture.
nice guy. Great guy. Get us a quick pic of JP real quick.
Do you just want to see him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Preferably one with a mustache if you can find one.
Yeah. Those are the best ones.
A lot of recent ones. Just make sure it's not too low. Like the
If you can find one with like the big sideburns, that's even better.
Yeah.
The voice actor Justin Pate? Is that who you're looking? Is that who you're looking
You got an IMDb?
So you damn. That's rough, man.
It was crazy.
And then, but you, even after that, you were still cool with like going and taking another test. Like I know that like there was we had a student one time. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he wants me to call him out. Bentley is his name. And he had failed a test and went like 10 years without retaking it.
What better
Here we go.
thing than to
That's him.
see
Yeah.
JP.
You don't think I've met him in person.
on the WrapOn podcast?
Oh, what a loser.
Inception.
That's awesome.
But yeah, he good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very professional, very clean cut. Remember earlier we were talking and I told you like I always try to keep the podcast open and free flowing, right?
Right.
And if somebody wants to come on, they want to talk about something specific, I've got no problem with that. But I said there was one person that didn't get that option. Justin was that person that didn't get that option because I needed him to let his hair down, right? Like show people you are a human,
Right.
You're a real person because I got a chance to see it, right? Like I got to kind of be around him a little bit and get to meet him, and like he's a fucking cool guy.
Yeah.
like he's a really cool guy.
He just holds the cards close to his chest.
So tight. Like he doesn't let any, and when the camera's on, he is on point.
Yeah.
He just doesn't miss a beat.
It is
He really
robotic.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there again, if you get a chance to actually meet him as a person, he's just cool. And he did so good on the podcast. Like he was sharing person. It was like a roller coaster ride, to be honest with you. Like, just because he's up and down. Like you could see it almost change in his eyes where he's like, oh, we're having too much fun. Let's get back to business.
Focus.
You know?
Focus.
But it was cool. So anyway, sorry.
No, you're good.
All right. But yeah, Bentley. So he like took 10 years off and then came back and took the test. And he's a good installer, but he was like genuinely nervous about it. Like it was like, you could tell it was wearing on him. You know what I mean? And it was like, dude, like lock in, like you're good.
Yeah.
Like quit, you're psyching yourself out. It's like, yeah, well, that's why I didn't want to take the damn test.
Yeah, we're our own worst enemy with that kind of stuff. Yeah.
But you just,
Well, you get one more for free.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Why not?
That was exactly.
Yeah.
Like gonna do that for
I
sure.
didn't know that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you do get one more for free if it's in the same calendar year,
Sure.
or if it's in the same whatever, the same within a year. But I found that one too. So
Oh, you really suck.
yeah, I did. It was bad.
You suck at this.
It was real bad.
So, but you're
real bad.
when you did your third.
Yep.
You said you were at Miller's.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's important. So when you were doing your stuff in Knoxville, it was Hard Knocks, right? Hard Knocks Wraps. Is that right?
Hard Knocks Wrap Shop. Yeah.
Wraps. And then when you moved to Georgia. Is that
I moved
right?
to Florida
Florida.
first.
Florida.
I moved
Okay.
to Space Coast of Florida. I had met Anthony Timmerman with Florida Vehicle Wraps,
Damn, I forgot about
and
that.
we did
Yeah.
like he was developing Wrap
That's so
Link.
funny.
And moved down to kind of help him with that. He had a lot of work that was getting done that we did together. Ended up we butted heads a little bit with the app stuff, and
It's tough. That's a tough
dude,
space.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And he had put a lot of income into it, and like it was ready, but it just wasn't I guess the right timing or
Wasn't ready.
no, it was ready, but it wasn't ready. Exactly.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was ready to have all these people on it, but no way to get all these people on it and
Sure.
like, have them have that kind of confidence. It's
Yeah.
tough spot.
I've
I
seen.
never got my $50 back either way
I've seen.
that I didn't subscribe to.
There
no
you go.
offense.
Okay. I've seen him out a few times, and I've thought about asking him about it because you
It's
don't.
still there.
I was going to say you
it's
don't
still
just
out there.
you don't just let that go. You know what I mean?
I think he had to focus on his business.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
what's bringing the money in.
Right.
So yeah,
So yeah, I need to.
He seems to be killing it though.
Yeah,
he's doing great.
Yeah, his rap stuff seems to be doing good. He's another one. I'd love to have him on the podcast. I think Kieran, because that, yeah, I think there was a spike there where like you seen users coming on and like there were people that were trying to adapt and
Yeah.
like, I think there was a good push for it. So
From there, I worked in Florida for a little while after separated from that, about a year, and then I don't know if I was passing through and talked to Jim because Knoxville's still home, and I'd stopped and talked to him about some stuff, and he was like, yeah, we could probably have you here, Tim,
yeah,
and I was like, it's
it was a pretty good gym.
right.
He does a great gym.
That was pretty good. Solid.
But so yeah, we kind of made it happen, and moved the RV up there and lived in the RV for like a year and a half working for Jim.
Yeah.
Like living in the old shop.
So that was during the transition of
Yes.
them going from the old shop to the new shop.
Yep.
So when you first got there, were they at the old shop?
Yeah, we were
And
working at
then-
the old shop.
Yeah, and then they moved over into the new shop.
Yep.
So how was that process for them moving over? It had to be crazy.
Oh,
right?
it was wild.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many things they were dealing with. Like, it's hard not to feel just so bad for them because they just stuff kept getting pushed, kept getting pushed.
We went down there during COVID, early COVID, and he had all the plans and everything, and like, you could tell like he doesn't get. Nothing really seems to bother him at all, but you could tell like he seemed ready.
We'll get there for sure. Yeah,
I mean, he rolled them blueprints out on the foosball table.
Well, you could tell like he was just.
Yeah.
He was over it. He wanted that in his mind. It was already built.
Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful spot
For sure.
and to have that in your head the whole time, just waiting for it to happen, that had to be miserable.
Yeah.
Process just to wait for.
Well, I went down to a class there, GSWF. I don't know where you were.
I was probably working.
Yeah.
Like,
you work?
I mean, I was.
It's gross.
No, it was a good spot. I like to be in there. Like the culture there is just natural.
Yeah.
It's a cool place.
Sure.
Like you got people coming in and going all the time, the classes and stuff.
Sure.
And I mean, you see a lot of people. You're like, I know them from there. I know them from that. It's a really a cool vibe.
Are they that busy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they do just as much stuff inside the shop as they do out of the shop.
Sure.
I mean, they're going all over Atlanta, and if you have to go anywhere in Atlanta, it's going to be
All
minimum half day.
Yeah.
Minimum half day. So,
Regardless, like if you're just going and doing a little decal somewhere, just traffic.
The traffic doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Atlanta is awful.
yeah, it's one of those things where you'll have guys calling like, hey, it's only 25 miles from your shop. Well, that's going to take me hour and a half, 2 hours to get there during certain parts of the day.
Yeah.
Like yeah. But no, it's a good spot. Miller's was great.
And you stayed in the RV for a year.
I was gonna say I've made that drive a couple of times.
In an RV.
That RV, that trip is much different in an RV.
Yes. Those those lanes are so narrow.
Oh, okay. Rough.
The last time up there, I hit like the big orange and white barrels.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like doom, 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 and like no one's letting me over, so I got to keep hitting them.
Yeah.
Like those things fly. It's dangerous.
So look, Josh's plan was to stay in the RV.
Yeah.
Is that your plan?
I mean, when I bought the RV from John Duver.
Oh, that's right. I
And
remember
like
that.
the plan was to like, this is going to be my mobile installation thing, and this is my hotel on wheels.
Sure.
I'm going to go all over, install, and see the sites.
This was the Hard Knocks days. Yeah.
I like to think that I was inspired. You were inspired by our travels.
I think I had mine first.
Yeah, he did it way before you. But that was the thought process. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Just park up at gyms and freaking slam some panels.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you did for a while.
Yeah. I was a salary installer. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like that place was great. And let's see.
How was the split?
It was good. It was super like I'd found a spot in Knoxville. They contacted me. It's like, hey, we've got this salary, 5 weeks paid vacation, and I'm like, that sounds awesome.
Sure. Just what, like the stability of it, or
Yeah, and like they're like, I've always wanted to train. Like we have this, academy which you train all our guys. It was a awesomely painted picture.
Sure.
And
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're supposed to, right?
Yeah.
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 They're supposed to make it sound
so I showed Jim the offer letter, and he was like, dude, you got to take that.
really.
He's like, I'd be upset if you didn't take it. He's like, I hate it, but you got to take that.
Now,
Starla, she ripped it up and threw it away. She was not happy.
yeah.
No, but dude, I've been down there for stuff since then. I went down to his birthday party. Went down to
She probably didn't want to lose you.
it was a great place.
Just you being here, like I just want to keep you close.
By all means.
Stuff in my little pocket.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
so where did so your start, like where did you, I heard Florida and then you kind of referenced Atlanta just then. So how does that?
Only because I've gone down to Miller's with him.
Oh, okay. Got it.
The past couple of times.
Yep.
I adore them.
Yeah.
I strive to be Starla one day. She's just so sweet, just
She is.
incredibly humble. I adore them.
She didn't get enough credit. I'll say that. I did a series for a little while where I did like reaction videos to like people installing, and I haven't done it in a while. And she posted a video the other day where they did like the pro training down there. It's like the business training or whatever. And I started to make a post to say like I didn't really think about it, but like it's an Austin Smith class, but you're doing it at Miller Decals. So now you kind of get access to Starla too, right? So it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal there. And I mean, obviously Austin is brilliant. I mean, he's done really well for himself. But if you're an installer, you know, and you're building an installation company, it's kind of a nice little, you know, having access to somebody that's been doing it for, 40 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they've grown. They're one of the biggest installation companies in the U.S. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, not to toot Starla's horn anymore.
No,
than we
toot,
have,
toot,
but-
toot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was cool.
It's
It-
undeniable.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you
can't
can't.
walk in that place and be like,
Well, I think for a little while, and we see it here. Like a lot of people, they see me, right? And they're like, oh, that fucking WrapOn, bro. You know? And it's like, yeah, that's cool. Like I appreciate that. And that's all, but there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes that you don't know. Right. And it's hard to sometimes convey that message because, people have it in their head. They're like, man, I just don't see how Scott does all this stuff. He's training and making tools.
Because he doesn't do it all.
I don't do anything really. I just kind of hang out but that's kind of with Starla, right?
Yeah.
Like she kind of lived in Jim's shadows there forever, right? I mean, of course you'd see her out and about, but like, then over time now she's like sits on the board of the UASG. She does, they just did that pro training thing. Like she's more involved with the shows. She's involved with the Women to Rap stuff. Like you just see and hear more of her. And
Yes.
it's a good thing. Like
Yeah.
people need to know that, Jim's just kind of a dumb redneck that knows how to stick decals.
Jim's a boss, but
Yeah.
like he'll tell you, he's like, she's the reason this company's where it's at right now. Yeah.
So, yeah. Flowers. All right, I'm done. That's all. But what were you saying? I'm sorry.
What was the question?
I can't even remember.
Where'd you start?
Yeah, we got. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
where do you fit into this?
yeah,
Where did you come
so I grew up in the Panhandle of Florida,
Yep.
Fort Walton Beach specifically. It's in the Destin area, and
I've heard great things about Destin.
it's the best beaches.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Are you saying that because you're from there?
No.
Have you
no.
been to Myrtle?
I've been to Myrtle.
Okay.
I
I've
will
been
come
to the-
across this computer and I will punch you square in the face.
I've been to the Jersey Shore. I've
Okay.
been to California. I've been to the Atlantic side of Florida. The Gulf Coast, specifically the northern Gulf Coast, is just where it's at. It's way more calm water. Like you're not gonna surf very well unless there's an incoming hurricane or anything like that. But the water is like a bathtub year round. You can see your feet, which is important.
Is it near Alabama?
Yes.
Is there
Yeah.
that area?
I could get to Alabama faster than I could Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando. Right in the Panhandle.
Funny story. I was at Dega one year and we were doing some work and I decided that
That's Talladega for
Thank you.
Anybody that's not a
I was going to ask him.
My mom used to go camp at Talladega, so I knew exactly what you were talking about.
I know, but
Dega, baby.
She did not. I was so Dega.
So
how cold is this?
I thought it was like a slur, and I was like, "You just say that."
I was at Talladega Super Speedway at a NASCAR event, and I'd never been to the Gulf Coast. So we had this great idea. We were going to go to the Gulf Coast and have seafood. And when I got down there, Journey was playing,
Nice.
like on the water.
Mhm.
It was like, I can't even remember what the tickets were, maybe like $30. But it was a block party. So they had like different bands. It was 4 bands on like each corner of the block. And
Yeah,
it's-
they do a festival.
It's a whole festival. It was incredible. It was like one of the best random trips I'd ever had. Seafood was fantastic. The people were great. It was a wonderful trip.
Yeah,
That's my experience.
super picky about seafood because of the seafood back home. Yeah. So essentially, I went to school for interior design. I have
Okay.
my bachelor's degree in that. Never was able to practice. I graduated at the end of 2008, which was also the crash of the economy, which is why the housing market sucked in
Sure.
2009.
Yep.
So my friend that I grew up with since I was like 11, her mom started an installation company. I remember them running it out of their dining room, and they had just lost their receptionist. She got married to military, moved away, and I was like, hey, you know, I need something for now until I figure out what to do with this very expensive piece of paper.
Graphic installation company.
Correct.
Let's go. Okay.
Correct. So she hired me on as the receptionist, and I don't like to sit on tasks. Like if I'm given a task, it's done. Like
Sure.
just consider it done.
Yep.
So I would be done with my
Consider it done.
consider it done
Yep.
like quickly, because I don't like it to be just looming
Sure.
over my head.
Yeah.
So I'd be done with my job by like noon unless she came up with something random for me to do. And so from there, I transitioned to an assistant project manager, and that's when I really started learning the ropes. So they did Target remodels and build outs. So the fixturing part, the Disney stores, Bank of America's, all of the millwork and fixtures. And then one of the other project managers that I helped, she's the one that did all of the sticky stuff. So the Keller Williams, we would do White House Black Market. We would do like a bunch of clothing, just very experiential environmental graphics.
Any, did she have any installers on staff?
No,
So strictly broker.
strictly broker.
So she would, you know, is she still in business?
No,
Okay.
she ended up getting sick, and the company pretty much just closed right after that. Yeah.
Just
So
built it off relationships though? I mean, that's a pretty,
she there is a lot of influence in how I do things from her. Her and I didn't get along super great. I think that there was a level of threat. Like once I really started to get it,
sure.
I think there was like a level of threat there, and she didn't really have an issue voicing certain things that probably shouldn't be voiced in the workplace.
Those are the ones I like. Just say it. Get it out there.
It was like
Yeah.
we would go to lunch and she would buy rounds of 1800 tequila,
Let's
and then
go.
we'd all go back to work.
What are we
So
talking?
I'm telling him like we can get inebriated and I will still be able to run these projects.
I've been doing
I promise you, I'm a pro.
My teeth that way.
I'm a pro at this. So one of our project managers decided that she didn't want to, because she was driving from like Fairhope, Alabama, all the way down. It was like a 2-hour drive. And she was like, I can't do this anymore. So then I took over all of her accounts, her projects, and because I'd been helping her with them forever, and took that over. Then when the owner got sick, the company closed. I was pregnant with my youngest. And one of the companies that we used for installations, they're called Western Installations out of San Diego, California. They took me in as a project manager, just a quick place to land, which was super, super sweet. I'm very, very grateful.
Now, I had this conversation with somebody not long ago, and I didn't realize this was a real thing. Now, when you say they picked you up, were you contracting, or did you go to work for them?
No, I went to work for them. Yeah, I
'cause
was a W-2.
I can't remember who told me this, but they were like contracting. They were explaining that was like contracting for a position like that is a thing. I didn't realize like project management contracting is a thing. Never knew that.
It is.
So anyway,
It is.
that's just a side note.
So I went there, and they took really great care of me
Yep.
for about 8 months, and then I saw a different opportunity at a place called Axis Global Logistics. They were based out of New York at the time, and then moved over to New Jersey, and they were pioneering an installation department because they were mostly just transportation.
Okay.
But they had this big account by the name of Chanel, and they were delivering all of their stuff, but they didn't have anybody to set it up. So I opened their installation department and ran it
For the stores?
for Axis Global.
Okay.
So Chanel, this Chanel program is kind of what kicked that off, and then they were able to offer a turnkey solution for
What
all of
was
their
the-
clients.
What was the graphics portion of that?
So that was actually just fixtures.
Fixtures.
So Chanel they would open up their stores for Chanel makeup artists, and they would have a whole makeup event, like a week long. So the truck would bring in the chairs, the desk, the vanities, the banners, the whole setup.
Sure.
And so I would send guys in to do like a white glove service type of situation.
Got it. Okay.
Make any repairs that needed to be repaired. because you can only really ship that stuff so many times
Sure.
before it gets really bad. But then, you know, I ran like years long graphics program for Michael Kors. I was able to work directly with them. They're one of the best brands to work for.
Yeah.
So sweet, so sweet, and their expectations are realistic, which is it goes miles for me.
Sure. I can imagine on that, being in that position, managing expectations is the name of the game.
Yes. Yeah.
On both sides, right?
Yeah. Correct. So that's where, you know, I continue to do the fixtures, the millwork, and the, you know, the graphics, the environmental graphics. And then I left there, went to Advantage Innovations, which is up in Knoxville. I was working remotely, and I was having to come up like once a month, just to be in the office,
Sure.
you know, show face. It's really important with project management to at least be able to touch base in person.
Sure.
So I was going up once a month, and I kind of fell in love with the area and ultimately decided to move to Knoxville. So that's how I got from Florida to Knoxville.
That makes sense. And it may also make sense too, as like you're looking towards the future, why this works, right? I get it.
Yeah. So with them, they didn't do a whole lot of fixture stuff. So that's where I really started getting into the adhesive. They did not do vehicle wrap. So once him and I got together, that was like a whole different area of the industry that I didn't even know about.
Really? Even before, like you were doing some graphics before, right? And but it wasn't like vehicle wraps.
Never
It was,
vehicle wraps.
architectural or like interior stuff, probably.
I fiddled with Dynoc pretty early on for Michael Kors. They wanted to change out their fixtures, but he had just procured Jimmy Choo, and that was a huge expense.
Sure.
So they, you know, I got to play around with Dynoc and figure out how to cut to make the wood grain go the same way, like the whole, like just putting together a puzzle that you don't have a picture for.
But even then, like that was probably a small,
very small.
Yeah, in comparison to what
it is now.
what it is now,
Because I think I don't know that as a thing. I don't know how new it was, but it was not used very
Still,
regularly.
I think it's
Still
still
not,
under.
yeah.
It's underutilized even
compared
now.
to like, you know,
Yeah.
other countries and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, just like in the United States, I mean, you think about how many things are actually wrapped, right? It's like, it seems like Dynoc would be such an easy thing to implement, but it just hasn't really. I mean, we've done some cool projects like up at Furniture Market, but I think about it like what you were just talking about, like the high end stuff. Like there's so many good opportunities
It's so mismarketed.
there.
So mismarketed. So yeah, at Advantage, I was there for almost 7 years. I think going on 8, something like that. I started out as just a project manager, and you know, pretty quickly got put on the leadership team and ran the team of account managers. I had a team of up to 8 at any time, and so all of their projects essentially ran through myself and my team. Got pretty serious about leadership and what that meant. So I gained a lot of professional experience there.
Yeah.
And then that's where him and I met.
Got it. And that makes a lot more sense too. I told you earlier, like I was curious to where it was fitting in. You know what I mean? And it says brokerage is a tough thing.
It is.
It is a tough game.
It is. I didn't realize how bad of a word that was. Until
I told her. I let her know.
Until
It's not a bad word.
I mean, it's the B word.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize it until until him and I got talking about it. And then I met, you know, a lot of the guys that are in this area of the industry.
You tell them what you do and they give you the stink look.
They're
Like,
like,
oh,
ugh.
God.
And so, you know, having
Like, what did I get some on?
I know. I know it's bad. And so after having conversations, I had the opportunity to kind of like sit and like reflect on that. And I'm like, man, these companies, these brokerages are really like, I get it. I get it. And so I literally just told him the other day, it is going to be my life's mission to change that. The way that brokerages treat clients versus installers and how it doesn't necessarily need to swap, but it just needs to come in closer.
So in your experience with, because you were, I mean, essentially you're doing the same thing before, right? And it's really project management, right? At the end of the day, you're a project manager.
Correct.
And so brokerage is just kind of like a term that they've put on it to like classify you as like a firm, like, oh, okay, this is I don't know. So, but realistically, the service that you offer in that space is project. I'm going to manage this project. I'm going to make sure everything goes smoothly. And okay, in your experience at the companies that you worked for and the people that, did you see that before? Like, was that looked at as like a bad thing, or like, was it more, was it more of a pleasant experience?
I think that, ignorance is bliss. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the installers that I was using at any of these companies, they were used to working for the brokers. So the expectations were already kind of laid out on the table. I know that I'm going to get paid net 30.
Right.
I know that you're going to be able to pay me roughly this much per square foot. I know that I'm going to have weekends. I know that I'm going to have overnights, because you can't work during the day in a retail store because they're busy.
Sure.
So things like that. So I never really, it never really got put in front of my face.
It sounds like they didn't have much. They didn't have another option. There wasn't another option,
Or they made that their only option. Because like he will go into retail stores and he will also wrap a car, but he knows the difference. And I think that some guys choose to only do this, and some guys choose to only do that, and some of them just kind of open the door for whatever opportunity is there.
You think it's because there's more opportunities maybe on the other side?
I think
like the fixture side, I guess. I don't know if I'm calling it the right thing, but
I think that there's just a ton of opportunity out there. But when you consider, I don't want to say levels, like I'm up here and you're like nothing like that. But you guys tend to, like, if you're just solely focused on vehicle wraps, you guys are kind of working in your own backyard. So there's work that you're missing from companies. I'll just use, Walmart as an example. Yeah. They don't have someone at Walmart corporate that's going to call all of these individual locations for each of their Walmart stores and, call installers and be like, this is the project we have. Here's what we can pay, blah, blah, blah. They're gonna go to somebody like me, who makes it my job to spread the work out across the country. So all of that to say, there's like a stream of work that's not getting that has to get disseminated, because they're not going to go straight to the local guy.
I get it. So I recently had an experience, and I don't guess I'm really for or against brokerage. Like, it's not, it's like a lot of times it's like necessary evil, right? Like it's just going to be there. And like occasionally it's going to be good, occasionally it's going to be bad, but it's kind of like a customer anyway, right? At the end of the day, it's just servicing the customer. A lot of times that's how it's always been approached to me, as a brokerage would reach out. We have an opportunity in your area. Are you interested in doing this job?
Right.
We get the same opportunities from customers, right? So it's like, as long as you just treat it the same, it's really not that big of a difference.
Right.
Right. Recently, I got a few emails on this Lowe's project. Are you guys familiar with the lockers? Yeah, right. So everybody did, right? Everybody gets the emails about the lockers.
I did not.
No?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. Okay.
It was a text message.
Well, mine came in an email form. Got several different. Josh, you remember what the term was when they sent it? It was like a you've been selected, or
it was as if they worded it as if you had already been selected to
receive the job, kind of thing.
Like
sounds spammy,
with locations and everything.
Yeah, here's your locations. Here's all your stuff. Like, just send your quote in.
Send your quote in
this specific number, and you're good to go.
Interesting.
But they told you what like the highest they would be paying was.
It's very interesting. Wasn't really happy with the way it panned out, mostly because I didn't get selected, and I didn't do the job.
Interesting.
Right? Was not happy about it.
Yeah.
A little salty about it. And the guy actually came back and offered me another job, and I politely emailed him back and was like, hey, listen, man, like, you ghosted me on this last one. Like,
I'm not going to waste my time.
Like, I'm not going to waste his time either. It's like, what are we doing here? Right.
They also asked you to quote something and they send you like a packet of stuff to go through. Like, I don't like,
yeah.
They send you the full packet.
Yeah.
Not
it's
what
like,
you're
you got to pick out what
Go
Shoot
you're
through and find
familiar.
what
You're familiar with the project.
I'm very familiar with that style and that project.
Okay. So when you look at a project like that as a broker, I would think that there's an opportunity, and maybe I'm jumping the gun here just a little bit, right? Because I want to just clarify. That's what you guys are doing. That's what you guys are doing now, right? That's
It's
a part
kind
of your
like
business.
it's kind of like a hybrid because
So
he's doing
Sure.
installs.
He's an installer.
Right.
Yep.
Himself.
Yep.
So we have our local stuff and we have our nationwide stuff.
Okay.
Obviously, we're doing a job out here tomorrow. But we're not going to be out in Seattle the next day type of thing. So
But you may have jobs out in Seattle that are getting done.
correct.
Okay. And that your group is called Summit Visuals. That's
Correct.
right. Okay, cool. So
We've been Summit Visual since July, and like I was telling her, like my initial response to a brokerage thing is like that's I get icky,
Icky.
sure.
That I always had that sort of,
Yeah.
it was always bottom dollar stuff.
Yeah.
Or like our budget's this. I'm like, well, that's not really my budget, so I can't really do that.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where my network is different from her network. So it's different people, different skill sets, but they're so closely related that it works really well.
Yeah.
It should,
Yeah.
for all intents and purposes,
does.
right? Like you should be able to explain to her the expectations.
Yes. Yeah.
Even though they probably are unrealistic and it's not really like possible to do, because most of us are just prima donnas at the end of the day. Like we have this picture in this head of what we think it is, and then if we think for a second somebody's getting a part of that, then it's like
Right.
we fucking lose our mind, and it's like completely unfair and unnecessary. I'm not there.
Right.
Just so we're clear, because I think it can be done.
And it can be. And that's why I plan to make it my mission to kind of just change the way that it's done and change the way that it's looked at the
Sure.
same time.
I think the Lowe's lockers is a prime example where that could have been handled. It's a big project.
Yeah.
Huge project, right? And it's very rare that I look at something like that and say, if it's too big for your capabilities, if you're not set up to reach out and do all the phone calls and set up, and they had a short time, very short time frame, right? They have to, but they're also, to my understanding, they're producing the graphics, and this is no shade on them, right? Like I'm not bashing them. I'm just saying, like, there is a certain level of if you're just getting on the 3M website and you're just blasting out emails to everybody,
Yeah.
right? There's going to be there's negative consequences to that.
1,000%.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
you can't just spam me with and say that I got opportunities and then come down to it and I didn't get the opportunity.
Well, it's crazy to me. So this is why I'm going to toot my own horn for a second.
Sure.
This is why I'm different, is because I was literally.
That's what I'm saying. Like, however I'd be interested to hear how, from your perspective, how something like that would be handled, because I think this is a prime example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the lowest, like, I don't even answer emails like that. Like when it's like RFQ and you can tell that you've been BCC'd.
Yeah.
Like I don't even respond to those. Those don't get any of my time.
We need to change that. Can we talk about that?
No. I'm the project manager.
That's fair.
here.
Know your lane. It's important.
Right. Stay over there.
Yep. If she wants to put a crate on the floor and have you sit on it, you just do it.
Yeah.
You just go with it, and it is what it is.
She is not this tall.
I'm not on a crate anymore.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it got a little wild on the front of this podcast, huh?
I'm
It
with you
happens.
guys.
All right.
So I don't like to put people on a job that I've never talked to.
Okay.
I like for them to be, because when you are just subbing it out, you have almost no control over what happens. So from my perspective, the way that you control the outcome to the best of your ability is the front end prep work, making sure that the installer has the layouts, the rendering, the floor plan, the point of contact, how much they're going to get paid, the net terms that they're going to get paid, like just lay out all of the expectations. This is the date, this is the time, this is who you're meeting, here's their phone number, et cetera, et cetera. So for them to just send those email blasts to people that they've never even talked to before is wild to me, because that makes me feel uneasy, because you don't know. I was just telling him a story on our way here about how I had to do that for a trade show booth. I was having a trade show booth getting built out for one of my clients. He was an events type guy, so he was very familiar with the facility and everything that goes on in a trade show. It is a hot mess express
I can imagine.
getting those places set up. And there was something that happened that he didn't like, and he cussed out my client. And I had no control. So I'm getting phone calls from my client. Who is this guy? You know, he's dropping F-bombs, all of the things. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, you could lose an entire account just based off of who you send to represent you. And that's frightening, especially when you've worked really hard to gain a particular client. Like, we all have like a goal of a client to get to. And so that's why it's wild to me that they're just sending out those blast emails. I've seen some guys post about
on
it.
our side, right? Like, as the installer, like, that's not a great way to start a relationship, right?
No.
I mean, it feels a little. I can't be the only one out there that's a little salty about this thing. Right?
You're definitely not, because it's all over Facebook.
Right. I see it all. I see other people posting about it, and I'm like, you know, there's got to be, and so it's things like that where I like there's the middleman or the broker or whatever, they're going to catch a bad rep for stuff because of, you know, people that are handling, they're not handling it the way they should be.
My biggest issue with brokerages when I was solely installer was I'd be sometimes 8th person down on the totem pole.
Sure.
And it's like there are all these people between me and the actual, customer. That's like,
and those are brokerages that aren't picky about their work, right? Like, I'm not going to take just anything. Like, if I feel like I'm that far down on the totem pole, you're probably not going to be able to afford what I want, because, typically I'm reaching out to an installer such as yourself and saying, hey, here's the job that I have. Here's all of the information I have at the moment. What do you need? And I think that's been, him and I've talked about it a lot. That's probably one of the biggest differences with me is you guys are the bedrock of what I'm doing. So I'm not out here taking 60%. I'm not even quoting it to the client without consulting with you first, because I don't know. I've never wrapped a car. You probably don't want me to try. I'm not an installer. I've been out in the field, a good bit just to experience what they're experiencing, but I'm not physically doing the work. So I'm not quoting that stuff without consulting with you guys. Whereas a lot of brokerages are like, here's what we can pay you. And it's like, at that point, how far down, what kind of cut are they
bottom
taking?
dollar for sure.
Yeah. But the thing is that it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, like, we've hit the ground running on the model that I just explained. And we're like, I was just talking to one of my old colleagues, and I was just like, hey, be prepared, because I might need to bring you on by the end of this year or early next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's one of those things where there's a need.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to look at it like, if we can be an installation service for installers by installers scenario, like we know what the installer needs to know.
Well, it helps a ton you be in there, because you can relate, right? Like, you've been in shitty situations, you've dealt with, what the person's feeling,
right?
You know what I mean? And so that does make a big difference, but it's not super complicated to understand. It's funny because me and Jeremy Connors have been talking about this a lot here lately, about how, one of the worst things when you're dealing with a project manager, and I'm going to throw this in there too real quick, that I really think avoiding certain words and terms and phrases is going to be important, because even brokerage, like, just sitting here talking about it, like, if you think about like a truck broker or something like that, or somebody that's like, they're really not doing anything.
Right.
At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just like, go here, pick this up, go there. And everything's kind of plug and play.
Yeah. That is, I've noticed an assumption, though, is that they don't do anything.
Right.
And that's not that's not factual.
Okay, so a broker might, but a project manager, completely two different things. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
it's being very clear on like the service that you're offering.
Yes.
Now, on the other side of that is like, okay, so you're offering a service and you're trying to manage your client's expectations as well, right? So there's a level of communication between the installer and the project manager that you really need. You need,
Yes.
you know, but we don't care. We don't care at all.
Right.
Actually, the fact that you need or want anything is the biggest inconvenience in the world.
I am fully aware.
And we don't want to talk, or especially email. I don't want to do that. And then until we do, and then we need everything that we need right
Yes.
then. We need you to drop nothing else in the world matters. Doesn't matter if you have any other projects going on. We just need to know that what we're doing is actually wrong and that you need to confirm that. And then we'll realize that we actually had the wrong panel and that if...
And I tried to tell you that before,
Yep.
but you didn't listen.
Didn't listen.
And now half of the wall is installed.
Yep.
And you had the wrong one the whole time.
And when am I getting fucking paid? That's it. It's really not that complicated. But these companies make it so challenging that it's tough.
And
Your stuff's labeled.
And most of the time that it's a challenge because like if you're a good installer, you're not sitting around waiting for companies to call you. You know, like
That one.
Yeah.
you're booked.
Right.
And so
Right. And again, that's where, I mean, like, there are definitely some good brokerage, PMO. PMO is it's project management office. There are definitely good PMOs out there, and there are definitely bad ones out there. I was just on the phone with one of my previous colleagues, love her to death. She just left the company that she was at. We were at together for a short period of time. And she just told me that they cut the prices down that they are going to pay the installers. So when I got there, they were giving the installers 60% of the job. And then they were like, that's not really scalable because as we grow, the admin team also has to grow. And then so they dropped it down to like 50-50. Then they dropped it down to 48. And then she just said that as of Friday when she left, the top end payout to an installer was 40%. So they're quoting it before salesmen get the opportunity to give discounts if their clients are pissed off about the pricing or whatever. Then they're paying out 40%. And him and I used to sit in these meetings for scheduling because I ran the team of account managers. Like, we would look at this big map up on the screen, and I'm just like, okay, look, we have these jobs that need to be scheduled. You know, this one's kind of, an oddball. Get with the client, see if we can pair it up with these ones so we can at least like make a route and make this worth something to the installer. And I'm just not doing it. I have zero intentions on running this business that way.
It's tough, man, because when you start running up the ladder of like big nationwide projects, right? A lot of these big companies like Lowen and Signature, Vamela, they've got project managers, in-house. And then, how does is that the type of work that you're looking for, or is it more localized, or how does that? I don't even know how.
Yeah.
Because used to, all right. So the reason I went to Lowen, are you familiar with Lowen? Yep. So Lowen, big company, produces a ton of graphics. There was a woman there, Sandy Bridgewater, and that's who you want to deal with. Sandy, she got all the work, all the good work anyway. Right. And as long as you got on with her, you were going to get some work. And so you go through Lowen's program, you get certified, you get your 3 and preferred, whatever.
Sandy.
She's retired now. She's actually her daughter.
I don't use that word.
You might know.
We don't use the
Shiloh?
R word.
I think it's
Shiloh Bridgewater.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's Sandy Bridgewater's daughter. So,
Nice.
small world.
Yeah.
But so anyway, they had their in-house project manager, and their group back then was tight, and they were good.
Yeah.
And it's funny because looking back, it never bothered me I mean, it's the same thing, but it was in house project management. You know, it was just a group, I guess, PMG.
Yeah.
But they were, you know, obviously they had to get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, when I think about it, it's like, it's not that it doesn't, there's a need for it. There's an obvious need for it, even on the big, and I used Lowen as an example because like they're a big one. And I don't know if they have, I don't know if that whole, even if that, I mean, they have to have something, right? But anyway, I guess that's what I was asking. Like, so what do you think about project management? Is it on a small scale, big scale? Is it, where do you see it? Where does it fall?
Big scale.
Yeah.
So in my history, most of the projects that I've ran are in the United States and Canada. But I've had projects in Guam. I've had projects in London. I've had projects in the Philippines, Korea, Berlin, South America. That one's a tough one. You know, it's all the same thing. The thing that makes it the hardest when you go outside of our time zones in the country is literally just that. Just you're sleeping and they're working, but like as a project manager, if someone's on a job site for you, you really kind of need to be on call. So it can get kind of messy, and that's why project managers get paid what they get paid is because they have to, no matter where the project is or what time it is. I did an H&M blackout project for Black Friday. We had 3 nights to install full coverage, opaque graphics on all of their storefronts across the country for Black Friday. It started at 9 p.m. on the East Coast and finished at 6 a.m. on the West Coast. And then you had all of your other projects during the following day. So I ended up getting like really, really sick just because I was so stressed out. I was getting no sleep. I wasn't really eating. And then the sales guy was yelling at me every morning because somebody was messing something
I'm
up.
sure it wasn't Tim.
At that point, it might have been. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I knew it. Called it. Did you guys see the Louis Vuitton store in New York
When?
in the last 6 months?
No.
Josh, I just put a little bit of that Louis V downtown. This is really cool.
Young Jamie.
Just hearing you talk about that. So
It's Josh.
Oh, sorry.
talk about big projects. This one's a really big one, but it was in my head. I'm thinking, so a lot of your background is working direct with the customers, right?
Correct.
So do you see doing that in this industry as well? Like trying to work more with like the big brands, Walmart, Target?
That is the ultimate goal.
Sure.
So most of my history of working direct with the brand is when I was at Axis Global, and being in New York, their sales guys are just able to just go. You know, like
you can move faster, right?
You can move faster, and all of those big brands are headquartered there. So getting in the door with those companies, I would imagine
nice.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. So the store is under construction, and they have like a mobile site somewhere else.
Yes. So that's called hoarding.
Yeah.
Yes. So I've done not that one specifically, but I've done that before.
Yeah. This one's pretty.
Hang on. So what's going on there? They're remodeling?
Yeah.
That's
so instead
pretty much a glorified barricade.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's scaffolding, essentially just a scaffolding set up around the building. And then instead of it just being an eyesore, that's, to what you were just talking about pretty much.
Yeah.
There's no way that's real.
And it's an extravagant. Yeah. And this is an extravagant example of that. But I mean, fucking execution is
on
point.
They crushed it.
Like all the buckles and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And realistically, if you were to break that down, there's nothing super complex about any of that.
No.
I mean, you think about like the Louis pattern's probably just a banner. There's some corner moldings that they, put some big rivets on. In the grand scheme of things, not that crazy of a
Super
project.
cool, though.
But whoever came up with the idea.
Yes.
I mean,
the designers of these places, like Altered State, whoever they have designing their storefront windows, they need a perpetual raise just all the time.
Yeah.
I love their window displays. And that's also, I have a very strong passion for window displays, but stores don't really pay money to do that so much anymore. Like there used to be like extravagant Christmas displays, especially in New York City.
Vegas is pretty good. I got to go to some of the stores. My wife went with me to Vegas this year, and we walked around and we seen like a lot of the stuff that I wouldn't normally see, I guess, like the chick stuff, I guess. I don't know.
The chick stuff.
Yeah, that's what it was. But there was some cool stuff. Like it was like you would see big brands, that would put together these, like, it was a full, like, an experience. It
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
just
like walking through Caesar's Palace is the first time I've been there last year, and like you're entering like
it's
just
a thing.
a bunch of really high end stores, and it just looks like you're in a different world.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's an experience. They try to like lure you in with like this whole like,
Yeah.
I don't even know what you call it, but
Yeah,
it's
so
like
that's what I did
Yeah.
for a very, very long time.
Yeah. it's cool, and it's not it's there's art to it,
Yes.
right? Like it's a whole vibe. It's like going to Disney or something,
I actually, right before I left Pro Image, we were contracted by Louis Vuitton to do their window displays, and it was the low pressure, high volume. So we had to get panels, spray it with iridescent paint with that tool, and they actually wanted us to do it during the day because their whole thing was art in motion. And I was like, hallelujah! I don't have an overnight install, a whole country's worth
sure.
of overnight. And so I was elated. But it was one of the coolest things to do. Yeah.
Just listening to you say that made me think. Did you meet Jan? You guys were at the UASG thing this year, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we met Jan.
You met Jan.
Mhm.
Jan's super cool, and she is a project manager,
Mhm.
and she works for a couple of the big hitters. Anyway,
She
I don't
just
know.
took a new spot. Was it Vamela?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vamela.
Yeah. But I don't know if she works direct. And it's funny because now that's who earlier, whenever I was talking about contract.
Mhm.
Could be one of those things. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's what she does for Vamela. I'm pretty sure she's a contractor
That's
for
awesome.
Vamela doing contract project management. I don't know if
Yes.
I'm saying
That's
that
cool.
right.
So when I went to Advantage, I actually tried to do that. I'm like, can we not make me a W-2 and
Sure.
I'll do like 1099?
Yeah.
And they weren't really going for it at the time.
But I guess that I kind of answered my own question now, us talking through that. Like, I imagine that a lot of these big companies are probably doing that, because if there's people qualified for it, trying to bring somebody in and train them and get them up to speed, like cannot, and you have to have it.
Yeah.
Or you end up with whatever this Lowe's locker thing was, right? Like
Yes.
where it's just a
They
big,
probably used AI, honestly, to send those emails out.
yeah. I mean, and
That's
again,
unfortunate.
it really is, because it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and so just a little bit of redemption for this guy. TJ Kessel has done some other work for him.
Mhm.
Sounds like a great guy. Works really hard.
Yeah.
Again,
Might just be in over his head a little bit.
and that's the way it felt, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I want to make sure I was clear on that. And it sounds like I'm dogging him out a little bit, but I also think that when we talk about project management, I think that's a freaking perfect, example of like, that one was probably a little bit mismanaged, somewhere down the line, right? And trust me, I've took on plenty of jobs and been in over my head and like didn't know what I was going to do, and the people that I'm working with just had to bear with me a little bit while we got through it, right? So it's like I'm not being overly critical of him, but at the same time, like when there's a lot of people in our industry that when they hear that, like we were talking about, when they hear brokerage, they're just instantly like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm not doing it. I'm not, and it's like, well, in some cases you are, because if you're doing work for Vamela, Signature, any of the big ones, they have a project management group. It just is what it is.
Yeah,
and
they have to.
You're right, because they're so massive,
Right.
Like Target, US Foods, these are like giant nationwide projects that everybody got their little piece of. You
Right.
think about like, I'm trying to think, what was the, I remember what was the big one we did for, it was like Dodge. It was like the service trucks, FedEx, and something else. What was remember that? Had the
Yes,
big-
I mean, I
did a
remember
Walmart one.
FedEx.
yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah. We did a Walmart one not long ago, too. Yeah. Huge one. And we had a good, we had a good project manager. Yeah. For all intents and purposes. When you're doing 100 units of anything,
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And we have
Pure
a lot.
Core you're talking about.
Was it?
Are you talking
Oh,
about
no.
that too?
No, I was talking about, God, I can't. It was like service trucks. It was like a red and black stripe.
Dude, I can't remember.
I don't know, but it was that particular one. We were bouncing around from different mechanic shops. They serviced. God, I don't know why I'm just drawing. I can see the truck clear as day in my head, but we were bouncing around different service shops where they would service big trucks, and they would have a service truck there, and we'd just go in and do the graphics. Well, half of them didn't know we were coming.
Yep.
Right. be pouring rain down outside, and they'd be like, well, you can just stick it out. And I'm like, I can't do it outside. Can't do that. You know?
Yeah, I will say I've been on more jobs that were under a project manager that, you know, you get there and whatever trucks you thought you were doing are not the ones you're doing because they have to figure out something else for you to do because they.
You're saying with a
nobody got
project
the-
manager or not with a
With
project?
a project manager, like Cisco was
I'm
a big
so
one that
sorry.
comes to mind. Yeah. So I mean, the way that I've operated,
I was joking.
yeah, the way that
Thought you
I
were being dramatic.
no, the way that I've operated over the past, we'll say, 5 years, is I've built relationships with customers that value what I do,
Mm-hmm.
and there's probably a handful, maybe like 5 of them, that have all kept me busy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm thankful for them. But
Yeah.
they, you know, yeah, it's just you got to value what the installer's doing, and most of it is just like simply them doing what they say they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to steal their customer, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, don't do drugs on site. Don't cuss them out, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Just
And it's hard to find installers that don't do that.
It's also, it's like,
Tough.
it
you
is.
you get requests and it's like, well, you have the simple questions like, hey, is there going to be someone there on site? Is, you know,
What material am I sticking?
that one, who has the graphics?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You get on site, no one knows you're there. No one knows anything's happening at all. No one knows anything about a graphics change. And you're just like, cool.
But now I've worked with some really good salesmen in the past that were thorough
Yes.
and they were on top of stuff. And some of that shit still happens.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like it's like it's not going to eliminate 100% of it. Right.
there are salesmen out there that are afraid to ask questions.
For sure.
And it's like,
But there's
Yes.
time.
you're
There's,
only
and that's
helping your
why-
client out.
there's times I'm scared to ask questions.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I will ask all the questions.
I will also ask all of the
I will
questions.
ask the stupidest questions.
yeah. Not. I mean, if it.
That's when you uncover the potential issues.
For sure.
Yeah, that's where they hide is in the questions that don't get asked. And in my opinion, when you ask your client all of those questions, even if you're feeling self-conscious about it, it kind of builds the credibility with
Sure.
them. Like, hey, they're asking all of the right shit.
Mhm.
You know, obviously they've dealt with issues in the past, you know, and I think that, I don't know, I just don't think that there's any harm in asking.
No, no.
I've literally been told by an old boss that the sales guys are just there to wine and dine. They're not there to ask questions. I'm like, how are we even quoting the job?
Sure.
How are we doing it? So I've learned along the way a lot of ways to not do this.
Sure. But in a project management role isn't a sales role. By that point, you've already.
Typically, no.
You know what I'm saying? By that point, everything's kind of locked in. Now it's time to shit and get. It's done. Now it's execution. Let's get this done.
It should be. However, as a project manager, I have found myself like they got the most basic of information. Here's what you're installing on. Here's the size. That's it. So then it goes to me.
Yeah, we just got one. We're doing a job tomorrow, matter of fact, and I'm going to show you. And I'm not going to tell you who it is because I'm going to tell you who it is. I'm just kidding. But this is what they sent us, and that's it. I have no idea what is going on. I have nothing. That's it.
Yeah.
No pricing. No nothing. Now the pricing, fine. I've done work.
You can figure that part out.
Roughly, you know what I mean? We can get pretty damn close. But like, I think I showed Gio this earlier, and I was like, he was like, what is that? I'm like, well, that's a great question, G. I have no idea.
Oh, it's
Just hard. It's just hard
It's
to.
3M.
It's hard
put
to
it on
haggle.
something.
It's 3M.
It's just hard to haggle for especially for me and Scott. Just because we're so busy, and we've got a lot going on. But it's hard to haggle with us on the back end whenever you've known for months.
I walked in here
Before-
and no one was working, John.
When you've known for months before, what
This
what
is
the
a
project
this is a prime example right here. The difference between wrapping that wall and wrapping this wall, two completely different things, right? And so when they send me just a boxed out, pictures, I have no idea. Like we could get there and it could be a giant we've wrapped giant footballs that are literally 30 foot long and 15 foot tall.
Yeah.
footballs. And so it's like, it don't, to
Where
me,
you get there and there's conduit all over the walls and,
yeah, that's
and a
what I'm-
million
yep.
different light switches.
shelves or shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, don't touch that. No, it's got to stay there. Can't move that. We're going to have to call the union. We're going to have to rewire everything
We're gonna have to schedule maintenance to come out.
or whatever the
remove the-
thing is.
The
So-
plates. Yeah.
It's a tough business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It doesn't have to be though.
Mm.
It really doesn't have to be. If the business or the company is organized in such a way to where the project managers can be project managers, and
Which one? When you say company, which company?
a brokerage
Okay.
company.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if there are clear expectations for each role and those expectations are being met by each role, then you along the timeline of the project, you're eliminating questions with every step. So by the time it gets to the project manager, they should already have photos of the space, DIMS, the layout, rendering,
Sure.
what have you, the survey. I do have some clients that are like, that will send me the survey, material spec. That was a battle at one of my last jobs, getting the question of what the material spec is asked before it even gets quoted.
So earlier, we're just talking about asking questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of the when I said that earlier about I'm just to the point where just get me the graphics in the car and just like I don't need anything yet. Fuck it. At this point, I don't even care. Just let's do it. Let's get it done. Not the greatest place to be with it, especially when you've got a lot going on. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
But it makes for a great installer.
Yeah, because you'll figure it out
Yeah.
and get it done. Because I'm not going to let people down.
Right.
But from a brokerage standpoint or a project manager standpoint, I'm genuinely curious about this because if someone like a Lowe's or an Amazon comes to you and they say, hey, we've got 100 trailers or these lockers, right? I think he said there was like 1,400 locations or something crazy like
Right.
that. You say, okay, we've got this project. We want you to manage it. You've got 3 months and they're going to set parameters. They're going to put you in somewhat of a box.
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
How, do you, if you get to that point where you're like, this isn't feasible. You can't do that. How do you manage it on their side? Because on our side, I can see how you can do it, but like managing a big customer like that, like how is that?
Like if it's just seemingly impossible.
Yeah. You just walk away.
Find out what the realistic timeline is.
Yeah. So I am not shy to say, hey, this is more realistic timeline. Can we do like what is so important about the date that you gave me?
Sure.
Can we have some wiggle room?
Even with big clients like that.
Yes. So rollouts are my jam. And so I've kind of my brain has been trained to look at it and figure out, like I will put all of the locations in a map, figure out who is getting what. Like if I'm like, okay, there's however many in North Carolina, how far do I think Scott is willing to travel before I start incurring travel fees? I'll map that out and then just be like, okay, this person gets this person gets that kind of thing. That way everyone gets a piece of the pie. No one's having to travel crazy.
Sure.
Unless there's enough in it for the
So
project.
there's a little bit of work there, even on the front. Like as soon as you get it.
Ton of prep work. There's like looking at the scope. How long do I think this is going to take? Are we able to work throughout the day, or is it like a 1 or 2 a day type of thing?
Yeah.
Where's the material shipping to? If my installer has 20 locations, are all 20 locations shipping to him, or are they going to the store?
Sure.
If they're going to the store, you can guarantee there's at least another 30 minutes to an hour of wait time just waiting for someone to go get the material. and
Where's
bring it to
that
you.
box at?
Yeah, where's that
I don't
box?
know.
Trish, you seen that box?
So
I seen a box.
So then by the time I get to go through all of those things, I have data that says, yes, it can be done by this date, or no, it can't be done by this date, and here's why. And I go back to them and set that expectation. If they're willing to have their expectation changed, great. Give me a deposit. We'll hit the ground running. If not, then I'm not going to put myself in a situation to fail them. I would rather just keep the credibility and say, I'm not going to be able to do it in that timeline.
Do you find yourself butting heads with other project managers?
I've definitely butted heads with other project managers.
I could see it, right? Just because it's like the expectation thing, right? Because if they're looking in on what you're doing and you're saying, no, this isn't, I don't know. In my head, I could just imagine there being an employee. It's kind of like us going into a shop where there's another installer, right? It's always
my way's better.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it could just be an appearance thing too. They might look at you and just assume that you think that your way's better, right?
Mustache.
Like it's a lot of authority comes from the mustache.
Right.
That's what I need.
Authority.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
There's the thumbnail.
Sometimes it's lamped.
Right.
There's a whatever. But anyway.
But most of the time, if I'm butting heads with anybody, it is with the salesperson because their whole job is to sell the moon and tell project managers to figure out how to get it down here.
Overpromise, underdeliver.
Correct. So there's a rift between the two different entities in a company, and I think that it's going to be there forever.
Are you saying that internally, or even like when you're separate, or more so when you're separate?
I think more so internally because a sales guy is going, except in our situation because we're just not that big yet, but a sales guy sells the Lowe's project, right? And they don't care how it gets done. They just
Get it done.
They just want that commission because that's a fat 1,400 Lowe's lockers. That's a fat commission check for whoever sold that. And then they pass it to their project manager or project management team, and they're just like,
Figure it out.
"You guys have fun."
At that point, and I'm just curious your opinion on this. Do you think so? Lowe's, chances are they have a project management group. Do you think they just hand that off to the graphics production company?
In my experience, a lot of times you'll have the brand like Lowe's and they're either working with a marketing company or they are working direct with the printer or a lot of times like a hybrid like Vamilla or Dugal. I don't know if you guys know who Dugal is, but if you find SEGs in a window space in a store, they probably did it.
Oh, okay.
They're very much in that space. So brands will go direct to them. So it's really just one of those few and then it gets disseminated from there.
Got it. Tim, how do you feel working with the enemy?
I don't like it.
This
I
is
don't like it
tough,
at all.
man.
It's horrible. Everything's an argument. Everything.
Can't agree on college football.
Nothing.
Listen, I gave in to the football. I gave in. I have the overalls, man.
It's true.
That's
Lambert, can we get some of those overalls? Can we get a shot of those? Is that something we can?
they're fantastic.
It's got to be a thing.
I mean, they're all over the stadium on game day. It's really
I feel
ridiculous.
like it's going to be a hot take here.
Oh,
What are we talking about?
Overalls.
The
Could you?
the
I'm
UT
sorry.
Vols overalls.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't have a
You said it too. UT Vols overalls. That was a nice little.
it rolls off the
Oh, okay.
I should trademark that real quick.
Football.
'cause that was
Got
fun.
it.
Yeah.
Not soccer.
Keep up, Josh.
Yeah, you got to pay. Come on.
Is it Tim in overalls or
No,
just
just
overalls
in
general?
just in general. Sorry,
Yeah.
because it's been brought up a couple times. I
okay,
just feel
here we
like
go.
I don't have a full. I just have like a quick selfie, so you can only see like.
Yeah,
these
I love
straps.
baseball.
Home run.
You guys want to see a baby in them
I guess
or a dog in them?
just a human is fine.
Ones.
God, here we go.
If you can find me a link to buy the dog ones.
I know we. Yeah.
Okay.
We're sleeping over.
Took a turn. So
She's such a
I got
jerk.
this. Don't worry.
I was
On it.
making a joke, but that is it's got to be a little different for you. Now, I mean, obviously you guys been working together for a little while, so you kind of know each other. And
yeah,
there's
and
like oh yeah, there we go.
That's us.
Yeah.
You guys have this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did
100%.
I did have to cut like 6 inches off of my.
It was like a foot.
them up.
They
It's
were
like a foot.
really, really long.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because they don't say Tennessee on them. Right?
Yes, they do.
No, the checkerboard says
Yeah.
That says
Look
it
at
all.
that.
Okay.
that's
It's the end
their
zone.
thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
They'll do the whole stadium.
So,
that
like,
way.
you-
That is the Crimson Tide houndstooth of UT.
You see this, and that says Tennessee. That's,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
That's anyone in the Southeast.
No, I'm.
That's
We did a trailer one time, didn't we?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A long time ago.
Yeah, we did.
that was
Long
beautiful.
time ago.
I bet it was beautiful.
See, she looks relatively normal, and he looks like
look how happy he is right now.
I'm
He's like, I got her to wear them. Check it out.
I mean, that's probably the same
the
vibe.
game for a while.
I swear I was thinking the same thing earlier when I first looked at it. I was like, okay, well, she looks normal, but
He's so excited right now.
Jill's very embarrassed by him at this moment.
look-
Yeah, they're both about a six pack in,
like, hell yeah, brother. Throw him.
Yeah.
but he's gonna
Evolve for
smash about
life.
6 more.
Jesus.
Oh, they're
And she's going to bed.
yeah. He's getting thrown out of the stadium.
Can we, it's not enough to have the matching overalls, but the matching sneakers really took it up another level for me.
That's AI for sure.
We don't
Right?
have that yet.
No? It's time to level up.
They're close, but no.
Yeah.
I mean, they're New Balances.
I mean, they're roughly the same colors, but we.
Oh
we
shit, they do
literally-
match.
Listen.
Yeah.
We're going in, bro.
Y'all are it.
No, so like we're not showing up to Disney this way.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a matchy kind of person.
You got matching shirts on.
It's their business.
That's cute. There's nothing wrong with it.
I'll
So
wear the Snow White
this.
outfit to Disney.
So that's why we bought.
That's dope.
They literally match our business cards.
That's a cool picture.
Right.
Period.
We took that at. Was that Printing United?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you airdrop that to Lambert? We'll put it up on the screen. That's cool. I like
I
it.
don't know if it's cool.
No?
It's just it's neato.
We'll let Lambert make that call.
I'm gonna text it to you, Josh, because whatever reason.
I probably don't have AirDrop
So
activated right now.
how has that been? How is that? I'm not asking you how your relationship's been.
No.
I'm just saying like working together, like it's got to be different, right? Like it's got to.
It is. Like I said, it's that whole thing for me was like I've always been weary of working with folks where it's like they don't have all the answers. They can't tell me all the answers, but they want me to do it for this price. And it's like, take it or leave it. I'm probably going to leave it, depending on what it is.
Better man than me.
Well, I mean,
Say, suck it. Let's do it.
I've done that. And it's like, I'm here for, 2 hours and no one has found a box yet.
Sure.
It's like at some point, where's the kill fee come to play?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, we didn't talk about that yet. I'm like, that's my fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, with that being said, has having the her position or the fact that you're working together, like, I mean, I just got to clean that up some, right? Like that's got to make it.
It's definitely changed my
tremendously
mind a
better.
little bit, just because it's like the whole thought.
Because you're still
process.
installing, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you're installing,
Yeah.
right? So she's project managing for you, and it's like a personal project manager.
That
right?
part's great.
It's really. I'm pimping them out. Is really what's
Yeah,
going on.
let's go.
Like,
That's not a lie.
I've said we're always see that's a cool photo. What are
yeah.
you talking about?
Slick.
See,
That's cool. Even like the back squares and everything. I thought it was a fake. I thought it was AI when you showed it to
when
me.
we went to that show, we didn't have the shirts or anything yet. So we were just like, how can
That'd be
we
super
how
cool.
can we be our brand? And he needed new shoes, and that we just kind of found them.
I think it looks dope. I think that's a cool photo.
We really found the shoes first, and I was like, let's make some cards.
Put it on the website.
Also, this. Hang on. Me.
Oh, have
Oh,
you
man.
been digging?
I hope so.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Smokey likes it.
That's not what I was thinking. I was
Can you
really
imagine?
hoping for something.
Did you see that the
Little baby in that?
the dude that's dressed as Smokey just died?
Okay.
What?
So Smokey is I don't know what Smokey is.
So-
It's the dog.
Okay.
Smokey's the dog. It's the mascot. Right. It's the UT Volunteers.
Sure.
So you've got the Davy Crockett guy,
Right. That's
the
the one
rifle.
okay.
and then you've got his dog, Smokey.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a
I didn't know
they
that.
come together.
Ever? You just learned it?
Just learned it.
Glad I asked.
Learn something every day. But yeah, so like that's the combined mascot. That's the volunteer, the Tennessee Volunteer that came down and saved Texas from not being a state. The Alamo. Remember the Alamo?
Got it.
Any UT Longhorns fans really need to know that. That's not there's only one UT.
They only exist because of Tennessee.
That one. Yeah, look that one up, young Jamie.
Hot take.
I got to be honest with you.
Young Josh.
I have no idea what we're talking about right now.
I've lost completely. I'm lost.
It's not that big a deal.
Like the Alamo.
It's interesting. So as you guys look towards the future, what does that look like? Is there going to continue?
I've got a jar on top of my fridge and there's some money in it. I'd like to put more money in that jar. And that's where she comes in.
That's the goal.
Yeah, keep it away from the government.
I thought this was going to be a cereal conversation. I thought that's
No.
what we were heading.
I
But
like
it
cereal.
I know. That's what I thought.
My 12-year-olds recently said that we need a swear jar in the house.
Oh.
So that's kind of what I thought he was talking about. Because we said if we really had one, we're going to have a really great Christmas.
Retirement fund.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be stocked.
But do you see I guess more or less, like, do you see yourselves leaning more towards focusing on contract installation or more towards the project management side?
I have already started to feel my body start to wear in places where I don't know if I should be wearing in places yet, like knees and back kind of stuff, you know? I weigh more than I should, but it probably shouldn't be that big of a deal.
Sure.
So I know that just it's possible. Look at Jim Miller. Man's 85, 86 years old.
Gotta be.
Yeah. I mean, every bit of it.
Knocking on retirement.
I mean,
how he hadn't gotten home.
that's never going to happen. He's not going to retire.
You don't think so?
I mean, he's going to be sticking stickers like in the old folks' home. He's going to be yelling at his nurse.
The ones that he wants us to hide everywhere every time we pass them.
Yes. He's going to be sticking stickers on the back of his nurse as she walks away with his catheter. Like, it's going to happen.
Yep.
I will say this, if it's any consolation to what you guys are doing. If you guys can indeed do what you claim that you want to do,
Aspire?
which is
Aspire to do. Solve it.
what you're wanting to do, which is solve the
There's a problem there.
managing. You said it on one of your posts on Wrap Society. I think you said installs managed by installers.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys can do that and make it like most good installers understand the value of the customer acquisition, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys can actually make it more beneficial on the installer than it has been and still thrive, I'd say you've done your part.
Yeah.
But Lambert, you think that that's a attainable thing?
I think, yeah.
Say it with your chest.
Yes.
Say it like you
Yes,
mean
I
it.
do.
Okay.
Yes. But
You don't think that we're a bit of a moving target? That we're a pretty hard group of people to keep happy?
Look at I heard John Doover say it about because they're essentially the same type thing. They just print also.
Sure.
Like they're finding installers to do their jobs for them.
Yep.
Which is that's just how they get their fleet work handled.
Yep.
So like I think he was talking about it in an episode where it's like if you're not handling it all on your end as an installer, that's on you.
1,000%.
He's like, everything should be a negotiation at some point. Like, if it's something that's great and you're good for it, awesome. If it's little light and you need more, let them know. If it's in their budget, they'll work with you. If not, you won't.
Yeah.
Solve that up front,
Yeah.
the
Don't
moving,
get a bad taste in your mouth because you agreed to a job at a certain rate and then you find out it's
Right.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of the upside is like there's always new people coming into the industry. And
yeah, I was
like
gonna say the moving target is always gonna be there because like you and Scott, me and you were talking about it the other day. Is like we all have different needs financially.
Sure.
And we all have different goals. And somebody who doesn't need a whole lot of money to obtain their goals, or they don't have any goals and they're not trying to obtain any of them. It's just we're all different. So
Sure.
I don't think you're ever going to get rid of the back and forth between that. But I think it can be done like similar to what we've been doing. We get in with a few good clients and we take care of them and they take care of you, and before you know it, you've got where you started with 5, now you've got 10.
Right.
And I think that's the way to do it in my mind.
Yeah. So although you guys are like a moving target and hard to work with, like you said, I think that I don't really think that that's true. I think that where where people in project management fail is they don't take the time to create the relationship. I have a great relationship with a lot of installers that I've worked with. You know, if they're leaving the industry, they'll call and ask if I can be a reference. I've had one installer where his daughter called me Auntie Manta. You know, like you have to create those relationships, because there are going to be times where the job it's wonky and we're friends. So I need you to work with me on this, because you know that I'm going to have you, the next time around type of thing. And I think that, as far as the future goes, what we are offering as a service, kind of hybrid, I don't really know of a lot of other places that are doing that. A lot of times if you find a company that's doing the experiential and environmental graphics, they're not doing fleet and vehicle wraps at the same time. In my experience, it's because they say there's no money in it, but there's no money in it if you're subbing it and you're trying to get your 50 to 60%, off the job. So I think that it just has to be looked at differently. It just has to be looked at from a different angle.
It's funny you say that, because I just listening to you talk about it, I'm sitting here rolling this around in my head. Like, now that we're in it now, right? So it's like I'm really thinking about this. It kind of seems backwards. Have you ever? So do you ever work with? So if a normal project management job for you is going to be like a graphics production company reaches out to you and wants you to they've got a job somewhere. You tell me how normal.
You were right.
Okay.
That's what it is for the most part. Is that the printing company, they've been awarded this job, they're printing it, shipping it, they have to install it, but they don't install. They just print and produce, except for in their backyard they'll install. So then they reach out. Here's what we have. Here's what we're printing. Here's when, where, all of that kind of stuff. And so I am then managing the communications between them and the installer while managing their clients' expectations and the people on site's expectations and the installer's expectations.
Sure. But that's not necessarily how you do it with Tim then, right?
He doesn't have expectations. I have his expectations.
There's that.
Tim is
She gets upset with me because I'm like, did you ask this? Did you ask this? She's yes.
And I look at him like, pretend like I know how to do my job. So, but I think it's just because he's worked with obviously the stereotypical, what you guys are used to working with. And I didn't realize how widespread of an issue that was until we just sat down and talked about it one day. And I was like, holy crap, that's
and to
bad.
answer your question, Josh, I feel like that's going to be something that will help solidify that like us as an entity. Like if our end users get the results that they're wanting without any hiccups, or minimal hiccups, because we're using vetted installers that we know and trust. And like, where's the loss there? Where's the option to lose?
And that's what I've been telling my clients is like, when I'm talking to them about a rollout, I'm just like, look, every single person that we have show up to these job sites, one of us or both of us know them on a personal level. It's like we're not Googling people.
Right.
And even though, people are very married to the 3M list, I've been burned by a guy from the 3M list, like completely just ghosted me.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like,
It's not perfect.
no, but I mean, like, that's no different than Googling somebody, except it comes with a certification.
Right.
Or a preferred status. And so there's a lot of value add when you have your project manager saying, I know the person that is going to your job site.
What does that process look like? Let's say, let's just say Gavin out in Arizona.
Love him.
Do you know him really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Gavin's
wow.
awesome.
I was trying to pick a random guy. Damn.
Gavin's great shit.
I was so hoping he was going to get brought up today because I just want to sing his praises.
Gavin
so
is
much.
I was trying to pick the most random person that I could that I would assume that you guys would not know and ask.
I'm so excited to watch him.
Okay, well, no, that's great. No, that's good because if he deserves a shout out. Evidently, let's hear it. Like he's doing some work for you, or just.
I mean, he's done some work, but I see him when I see him at these trade shows. Like a lot of times people show up at these trade shows with someone or a whole ass entourage. Like they can't do it by themselves. Like they need an audience.
Yeah.
And he's not that way. He's just like so focused. I wanna get really good at this craft,
Yeah.
you know, and he even, you know, like he'll enter in the competitions and he'll heckle with him and
Heck yeah.
you know, all that kind of stuff. And you don't see kids his age
100%.
that I wasn't that focused.
His partner this year, I can't think of his name from RapsCon.
Blonde guy.
Yeah.
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 Same.
Blake.
He keeps popping up on my Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another kid though. Good guy.
Yeah.
Good install.
Yeah.
He worked for Charlie for a little while.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
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 So maybe a long while. I don't know. They did work together.
And
for
then same caliber is Chad's guy.
which one?
Chad
Oh,
Monroe.
yeah.
Kyle Cameron?
No.
The
Works
young kid.
works for Chad Monroe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Kyle's
Probably
not young.
Oh
He's
my
not
goodness. I want to say Anthony.
I think you're right.
I want to say Anthony.
I hadn't met him, I don't think.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's like Gavin
beat
caliber.
him.
He's
Young
like,
Gunner.
yeah.
He beat him.
Listen, he did.
General
He
formulation.
did great.
Oh,
Like it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like I love seeing that because like I remember being there.
Sure.
Like I remember being that, and
young
it's like
and hungry.
yes, and like they're doing the things
Now you're old and hungry.
decades before I was doing it,
Yeah.
and it's like
3 a.m.
listen, that's all ages. If you're not doing that, you're missing out. I'm telling you. But like that drive at that age is
Sure.
awesome.
I guess that's probably why he was on my mind. That's why Gavin stands out. You know what I mean? That's why.
He's got it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's gonna be sitting where you are one day.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's
I'm so excited to see this new generation of installers because I think that kind of motivation skipped a generation or two. You were saying something earlier in this session, and it got me thinking like that generation of kid, they weren't taught to lose. You know, you have to be able.
Sure.
Oh, it was about him going in to and just being like, yeah, I can do that, and
Sure.
he actually had no idea.
Yeah.
Is because he was prepared to lose.
Yeah.
And just there's a whole generation of
I see it all the time.
kids that they're just
I was prepared to win at all costs. That's the difference.
which kind of goes hand in hand with losing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a degree of it that and that's why I asked the question, because it's like, is it delusion, right? Like, because I feel the same. What you just said is the exact same. It's not losing. I'm just going to win, right? But I don't know. It's not.
Failure's how you make
Right,
failure's how you learn. you know?
Right. He wasn't afraid to fail. He
Sure.
wasn't afraid of the answer no,
Right.
Yeah.
which is, I mean, like that would send a
Or
ton of kids.
Maybe he was, because he lied, right? Like he's saying,
Which
fuck
one?
it.
Which part? Which part? Like going to
Like
campus and like, yes, I install. Oh yeah.
Like, but you were just
Complete fabrication.
sure,
Right.
So it's like there had to be, because if you tell him the truth, he might not use you.
Right.
You might not get the opportunity. You know what I mean? It's a strange thing. But to your point, yeah, there's a lot of people that just don't have it. I see it all the time.
And I probably really did think I could do the install type stuff.
Well, and that's why I wanted
Yeah.
to clarify. Like, was it? Because I question myself with it all the time. I've probably only ever filled out 3 applications. I've lied so much on every single one of them. You can't even. I would pay money to this day if I could get my hands on one. I don't know how much I would pay, but I would pay a lot.
Yeah.
And I tell a story about how the last one I filled out was for the driving experience. The guy was trying to get me to come work for him. I was like, no, I'm not working for you. And then finally, one day I was like, hey, I made a joke. I was like, hey, you need a driver, call me. And he was like, well, you got some experience driving. I was like, fuck, all the experience in the world, whatever you need in a drive. Yes, as a driver, we're good. And so he had me fill out the application. On the application, he said, look, I got a job for you, but you got to go through the formalities, right? You got to go through all the paperwork stuff. So did all the stuff. And there was no point in lying at that point.
Right.
I'm in, right? Did anyway, right? Spoke multiple languages, all kinds of stuff. Right. And so then fast forward, it's like 6 or 8 months later, we're sitting on pit road in the driver's seat. They're loading people in the cars. We're doing ride alongs. And then, you get to a point in the day where you swap to the other side and they get to drive. Right. He walks this really nice little old lady up to the car and, all right, ready to go? Yeah, I'm good to go. All right. Look over. Said, hey, I'm Scott. No habla inglés. No English whatsoever. Zero English. Okay, cool. Cue in. Hey guys, she doesn't know how to speak English, and they're dying laughing. They're sitting.
They
up
know,
on-
yeah.
They all. Everybody knows now, right? She doesn't speak English. Yeah, Decker, you speak multiple languages. You got it. Good. You're good to go. Got it. Okay. So I, start pointing at the dash and stuff like this, and she's like, oh, I was, I'm kind of doing this with my hands, like, you understand the gas?
Yeah.
No. Keep back. Gosh, you can't drive a manual transmission. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you said on your application you can speak multiple languages. Figure it out.
Oh,
So I'm sitting there trying to walk her through, and we finally gain some traction where I'm like, she's starting to understand and not think that I'm crazy, But it was all hands and nodding and like, are we gonna do this, And reach over, crank the car up. And she's kind of settling in. My plan is I'm just gonna knock it in third and pray she hits the gas.
Yeah.
You're just gonna figure it out. Well, you get 5 minutes on pit road. After your 5 minutes are up, you get a cue. Hey, it's time to go.
Yeah.
I didn't get the cue, or if I did, I was so dialed in trying to teach her
you were still trying to learn
English.
Spanish.
It was either teach her English or me learn Spanish.
You're Google translating stuff. You're like,
And neither one is happening fast.
And they come up, and the guy. So you get the cue, and then if you don't go out there, they come up and they push you out with a truck. So I'm sitting there. I was in there. The guy, the crew chief, is in the truck, dying laughing.
Yeah,
His face is crying. He just pushes us out onto the track. Just dump it down in the third, and she gives it gas.
nice.
But it's
That was your Nicole Kidman moment, like from Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
Just
Did she strip?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, she didn't. Thankfully, it would have been really hard. But what funny you say that.
Oh wow.
What they saved. So this happened about 4 or 5 times, right? Where they had put somebody in the car that didn't speak English. Fine. It was like 8 months later. We're up in Virginia, and there's like 6. There they have the hauler and souvenir hauler where they're selling all the merch, right? So I'm walking by the souvenir hauler. I'm all suited up. I'm ready to go, walking out to the track. I see about 6 or 7 people stoved up in the front of the souvenir hauler. They're all laughing their asses off. So I'm like, oh, I love to laugh. I'd love to join you guys. Walk up in the souvenir hauler, and they're watching. Somebody had taken the funniest parts of these clips. Like, they clipped a video of me talking to people in different languages on pit road, and they're just dying.
Amazing.
Laughing. So,
That's hilarious.
but anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent there.
No.
But that delusion, like, that's where, like, I've always had that, like, yep, we'll just do it. And I think that's why a lot of times project management for me is always kind of like, either you better do a really good job, which we've done projects together and you do a good job, but big picture, you better really do a freaking good job, because otherwise, it's kind of like what you said about Tim. I've been through this shit so much. It's like, I don't even fucking care anymore. If the building doesn't burn down and it's not pouring down rain, like sprinklers don't kick on, and the graphics fucking, if they're sticky at all at this point,
That happened.
like it's not even, it's like, just where do you want it and what do you want on it? And then that's pretty much it. Just,
Yeah, and
the
that
other side, that's second service.
I don't even care at this point. We'll just wherever.
Whichever
But-
side is sticky.
And just let me do it.
the key is you want whoever is there that says, hey, thank you for doing that, to say, thank you so much. You did a great job. And you want to leave them feeling good
Yeah.
about the fact that you were there to do said job.
Yes.
And I think if you can make installers feel like that, then you will have reached that point.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
A good way to do that is with a check.
Yeah.
I don't even need a fucking.
Show me the money.
I don't need any of it. Just send a check. You don't even have to thank me
French?
or send nothing. Just
Spanish.
Yeah.
He's proficient in Spanish.
Now you know.
Check.
Shaka. So every episode we do a segment. So if you guys have seen the podcast, we had
You have
Brad
a podcast?
We have Brad Felty. I don't know if you guys know Brad, but he is an amazing installer up in Indiana.
I'm going to make a soundbite for this
And
at some point.
so Brad came on. He flew in late. He's a installer. He's one of the dudes, right?
Yeah.
Like, he falls right in. He got here at like 11, 12 o'clock at night. We shot the podcast. He was beat.
You
and
wrapped
we
a
had
race car with him the next day.
the next day we had to get up and wrap a race car. So full installer mode, right?
Yeah.
Like stupid stuff.
I'm booked tomorrow.
But so we did the podcast, great podcast. Enjoyed having him here. And then as soon as we walk out the door, he says, "Shit." I was like, "What's up, buddy?" He was like, "Forgot to shout out my wife."
Aw.
So every episode since then, we have gave Miss Felty a shout out, and we always try to make sure that she knows that she's important.
What's her
especially-
first name?
I want to say Shauna, but I didn't want to say it. I met her, first time I met her was at Vegas, and I was like, I feel like I've known you my entire life. And she was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I give you a shout out on every podcast." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well,
That's
not weird. Yeah.
glad we met."
Shout out to Brad.
Stranger.
Yeah, we should really look into this, Josh.
I got it.
Yeah.
I've already got it.
Thank
It's
you.
good.
What is it?
Can we get
No, I'm not telling you.
Can we get like a cardboard cutout?
I want to, that's a good idea.
Like one of the fat heads.
For sure.
Yeah.
Just
We'll call it a skinny head.
Yeah,
Women are pretty sensitive
I
about
would
that sort
never
of
say
thing. Mm-mm.
I'm sure you wouldn't.
No fat heads exist here. But anyway, so I always, that kind of segues into, is there anybody that you guys want to shout out or anything that we didn't touch on that you guys want to?
Lord.
Oh man.
Not to put you on the spot. Normally, I did it backwards this time. Normally, I say that first.
So the camera's on you in 3, 2, 1.
No.
Okay, so while you think about it, we had Matt Ferg on. You know Matt Ferguson? Yep. No? Okay, great guy. Up in Buffalo.
Well, see you later.
I can't think of the name of the shop now.
A&M?
Yep, there.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought there was a
Yes,
B in there, but
It's an and.
could be his
It's an
logo.
ampersand.
Yeah. In the center. Yeah, does look like a B though, don't it? No.
Who's
Multiple
Ann for
languages.
Sam?
Right? Can't even read.
It's the funny symbol in Wheel of Fortune.
No.
You can't buy that one. They just give it to you.
But no, he came on, and so Matt he's seen several of the episodes.
Yeah.
He was prepared for this segment so much so that he whipped out a list. He was like, "Well, I'm glad." Let me get this out. And he
Wow.
whipped out a list. Yeah, because I mean, when you're in here, you just forget about it.
Yeah.
It just we get off on all these little tangents, and I don't know. I felt it that night when Brad was like, "Yeah,
Ouch.
yeah, it was tough. It was a tough burn." So
I
was
like to
just trying
start by thanking Brad's wife.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be where I'm at right now without her help.
It's true.
And she's a saint. What's her name?
Josh, did we find her name? I'm pretty sure it's Shauna.
He's over there coloring.
Is he?
What are you doing? Is that a sandwich?
It's a star.
I didn't get a sandwich.
Jesus, where's the cookies?
Man, light that sandwich up, bro.
I thought you guys were going to thank some people, so I started coloring.
So-
I switched camera.
Like, there are so many people that have helped me in this industry. Like, the very beginning would be Wayne Meese. He owned the Sign's first location in Nashville, where I started, and he was an older guy then. He's like not super old, just golfing age, oldish, but like
G-Goffs. He's like 20.
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah.
Times a changing, buddy.
Yeah.
It's time to. You might start golfing soon.
I'm
Not with that back.
no.
Try disc golf.
Frisbee. I get frisbee goals. I've done it.
Get out. Get out.
And just like that, episode. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but like they were like a franchisee type place where it's like they had their set ways to do things, and they were sticking vinyl. It was not printed stuff at that point. They had a printer. They had just gotten it not too long ago. They got their first laminator when I was there, so I was hand laminating like just wet apply lamp on tables. And I really fell in love with the industry there.
Yeah.
A guy named Tim Elizer bought it out from him eventually, and we're still working with him now. So
That's cool.
it's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Molly put me on a lot of stuff.
Who?
Jarrett, Molly,
Molly who?
the rap artist.
Oh, Jamie.
Yeah.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Jamie.
No, like good dude. He is, and he's like, I remember going to his shop. He's like, here we got this knifeless class. Come down, try it out, because it's like a beta class, I guess.
Sure.
It was him and Phil and Casey Folk.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm in there and I'm like, this is awesome. I'm learning from this stuff from these guys. And like I had driven from Knoxville to Nashville for the class that morning. So I got up at like 5 a.m., to get there in time for the class. We did the class.
Had you been there before?
I had showed my face there a couple times because I knew who he was,
Sure.
but had never met him.
Iconic shop. You know?
Yeah, I mean, well,
Especially that close to you.
he hadn't built it out yet.
No.
And then I get there, I'm like, hey, just stopping through, saying hey. He's like, how'd you find me? And I was like, well, I looked up your address and it gave me like a Brentwood location. And then I Googled it and figured out that's probably your house. So I didn't go there.
That's good.
And I kept Googling and I found the spot. He's like, yeah, we're not listed. I'm like, here I am.
Google.
Hi.
Sure.
But
That's not creepy at all.
yeah, it was a little weird.
I get it.
But
Walking red flag over here.
yeah, listen. So I ended up going to the class and 5 o'clock rolls around. He's like, hey, you want to stick around for the bus? I'm like, okay. So I, and Casey Folk and Phil, we wrap a bus
That's
after the
cool.
class. And 12 o'clock rolls around, we're done. Maybe it's like 1 or 2, I don't know. It's late. And he's like, starts putting all these tools in this bag and it's like knifeless and like just squeegees, the silk tape, like everything, anything you would need. The J rollers, like legit tools. And here you go. I'm like, you serious?
Yeah.
Like that was my payment for having the bus.
Sure.
Like it was way more worth more financial, money wise than
For sure.
than it would have been.
Yeah. Well, just the
helping.
experience
Yeah.
too was probably dope.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But like,
TJ, I brought up TJ earlier, but
Yeah.
TJ went up there not long ago, and Jamie had a class going on, and he was busy,
it happens.
and
Yeah.
and I think he was there. I think Tanner was out of town, so he was double busy.
Nice.
Probably busy on one side of the wall and busy
Doing
in
both.
class. Yeah, and but he took the time, met with him, talked with him,
Yeah.
and then TJ said he kind of the same thing, put him a little swag in between, talk shit about me, and then teaching the class.
Yeah,
It's like,
Stop by. see Jamie. He'll give you some tools. He'll give you a bag full of tools. No.
but it's just cool. That, how long ago was that?
I just got a reminder on Facebook, so it's been several years.
Sure.
It's been a while. I don't think it's been 10. It's probably been at least 7-ish. It was pre-COVID.
Yeah. And still doing that today. You know what I mean? As far as spreading the wealth and hooking it up.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He is. And then of course Jim. I mean, he's a buddy, dude.
Yeah.
Our birthdays one day apart.
Yeah.
He's a solid guy.
He's got 20 years on you or something.
Yeah, so
30.
20 years plus a day. But he's just a real good guy, man.
He is, dude.
He means well. He's going to help you out.
I was looking through my phone the other day and got a memory of just being down there hanging out. We just randomly stopped by there one time, and it was hell, we sat at the bar at the old shop till probably 2 a.m. just telling stories and drinking beers, and it was a good time.
That's how I ended up working there. I stopped by through on the way home from Florida, and I was like, man, if you ever need any help, man, just just create a conversation, and we made it happen.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He really is, and that new place is crazy.
You should get him a picture of yourself for his birthday.
Oh my God,
He loves
that's
that.
so funny. I'm glad you brought that up. Can we pull that up?
You know you have it. You know you have it.
Oh, he definitely has it. Josh has it.
If not,
Sure.
I'll print you one.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it'd be great in here.
We'll do a gallery wrap and everything.
Yeah. I think we just put it up right up on the wall.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
No,
Can we do that?
he's going to want to be in front of the cameras.
No, I mean that's cool too. I'll sign it.
Yeah.
With love.
Of course.
Honestly,
I wouldn't want it any other way.
I completely forgot about.
Me too. And I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, and I'm so glad.
It's fitting.
Listen, there's been so many pictures of me on the internet with different hairstyles. It was a thing for a while. I got a perm before it was cool
I still
to have a
wear
perm.
my Jim Miller shirt.
Do you?
The old school, it's a dope shirt.
I wish I had had the time to actually get it screen printed or UV printed, so it's not as blocky.
Yeah, but even new DTFs, they're not bad.
Yeah.
I think you should pick it back up.
I need to. I would love to, and I'm hoping I'll have some time to. Like, I don't want to be installing forever, and I like.
I mean, obviously, it's like it's not a huge moneymaker or anything like that.
No,
but
and
it's just freaking cool, man.
I dig it. I want to. I've got another idea for the next Rap Legend shirt,
Yeah, I could imagine.
and it's not as funny as the one I made for Jim.
That's what I'm
Man,
talking
that's-
about.
That is sexy.
I think it's funny that he opened it up.
Next to his mom.
Oh, she wanted it.
Lona's definitely seen
Lona wanted that over her bed, and
You can put that wherever you want. I knew it was.
he did. You know where it ended up?
Where?
That was in the guy's restroom
That's
at the
funny.
That's cool.
at the shop.
Yeah, that's.
The guys didn't think it was cool.
They
No.
threw it away.
They threw it away.
Oh no.
He had to get it out, and now it is mounted about 15 feet up in Brian's office where he can't reach it. Get it back down.
That's funny.
And that's where it lives.
That was nicely done. Very good.
That is going to be your legacy in this industry.
You know what?
Your naked butt.
Hey,
There's worse.
dig it.
It's pretty
Legacy,
dope, really.
yeah. I mean,
no,
right?
It's cool.
True. That's true.
Like now you don't have to worry about like dying naked and like people seeing your body, you know?
Yeah.
So, because everybody's seen it.
Everybody's like, was that AI? I'm like, no, that's just a really awesome selfie on an iPhone.
Shout out Apple.
That's right.
I felt myself wanting to ask just then.
Oh,
and
no,
I was like, this is like the most strange question that.
Let's hear it.
And
No,
this
you
has been the
answered.
WrapOn
Yeah, you
podcast.
touched it, yeah. I got just in my head, I'm like, how do you frame the question to say, is that your butt? Or is that
100%.
No, that's 100% a real photo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting? Okay.
Yeah.
Tasteful. You know?
Yes.
I mean, when's
Thank
the last
you.
time you saw a guy do pinup?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. It's been a minute.
It's
to Timothy
boudoir.
Martin.
Especially
It's
with
boudoir.
your back and all. Like, it's pretty risque.
You know, lumber up a little bit.
Give the right situation.
That one.
What a good rear end to the podcast.
Oh, that just did not know.
We're waiting on some.
Jesus.
Someone else has some shout outs here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Man. No, not really anyone in particular. Yeah. Just anyone that's ever given me the opportunity in the industry to shush
My name's Tim.
to nobody cares. To continue to grow and then being put in leadership style positions so I can just make that a thing. And then, him for bringing me into this side of the industry because you guys, like, on the side that I've been in, it's very much competition. And, like, obviously you guys
Sure.
go to competitions.
She didn't call it that.
No, I called RapsCon a pissing contest.
Win them too.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen these.
Yeah,
Was
we pissed all over them.
I'm sorry.
We were at RapsCon. I was like,
I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
It's okay.
we were
What was the joke? Did I miss it?
Wasn't a good one.
Yeah, it wasn't.
She says pissing contest.
Yeah.
Right.
I said we pissed all over
But
it.
we did. Was that not? Did I miss the joke? Is that not funny? Okay.
That's
Sorry.
realistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were at RapsCon and, he was, bringing me around and stuff. I was like, this is just a big pissing contest. And he was like, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. I was like,
So fun.
this is so fun. But I love the community, the sense of community that is on, in this part of the much larger industry. And everyone's been super, super nice. Jen down in Florida, she, always takes me aside, like, how's it going? She knows. And she's like, have you tried to install anything? I'm like, nope, because I don't want to cost us money. I will clean up after him and run projects and tell grown men where they need to be when they need to be.
Not an easy task.
Nope.
Not at all. But yeah, so like I'm super grateful for everyone that I've met so far. Everyone's been like super, super nice. And, if they talk shit about brokerages, it's always behind my back, which is grateful. I'm grateful for that. So, but yeah, no one really in particular, just
Sure.
anyone that ever gave me a chance along the way.
Hell yeah.
And
I like
those that continue to do so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, guys. Lambert.
What are yours?
What?
Your shout outs. Who you got? That's not something you get to do.
Yeah.
You always ask.
I would say, well, so when we did the award, that was I actually referenced the Brad Felty on when I got it too. So I always shout out my wife. That's number one.
Yeah.
She's, the go-to. Obviously the kids, huge part of my life. But like here, like, I couldn't do what I do without the people that's around me, right? So, you think people like Josh and Gio and, Audrey does so much for us. Like anything like social media facing, that's all her.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like we play such a small part on that. She does a lot of back end stuff for the business too. That's like, that's kind of it's a strange thing because Josh is a good example of it. Josh really doesn't like the attention.
No, I know.
You know what I mean? Like he likes being over there. And then when something comes up where, he feels relevant, then it's like he can, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's a good fit. But there are times that it's like, it's tough because it's like, it's almost not fair. You know what I mean? It's like,
got the face for radio.
yeah. But even then, you go one step further. Nobody ever hears all of who Audrey is and what she's doing. So, huge shout out to her.
Sure.
And then obviously like working with Baden and the boys, like all that's great. Like that's huge for us. Yeah. And then students over the last few years have been really cool. That's been something that's like I'm really proud of the training stuff, and I'm really, it's been very fortunate that people been put in a place where people can trust me. That,
sure.
You know what I mean? So huge shout out to all those guys. That's pretty much it. I'm pretty simple, pretty clean. I'm lucky to be around a lot of really cool people. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate it a ton. I think it's awesome that you guys found the time to,
Appreciate you having us for sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate you helping me with that boat.
You know what?
It was huge.
I'm glad you called me on it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you occupying him for a Saturday.
So,
It was my idea.
I don't want to forget John
said
Duver.
it.
I feel like,
Yeah.
I mean, like he had me come up to his shop and install like several times, and I like it's something where if you're able to work that closely with someone of that caliber,
Sure.
it's awesome. And
There was a time he was going to come and do the podcast. I think.
Yeah, that's
Is that
until you
time-
screwed it all up.
like over? Did he say? Is he said like?
I mean, we're
not doing
we're
it.
just putting it out there. Johnny D.
He'd probably do it. He's a busy guy.
He is.
But I mean, like,
I think that's what it come down to.
Yeah.
He just stays so busy.
Yeah.
I was hoping maybe because he does some trainings down at Miller's.
Yeah.
I was hoping maybe that was close enough. Maybe.
that's not very close.
I mean, it's closer than St. Louis.
It is, but he's the guy. He's going to train, and as soon as he's done with that class,
Sure.
he is on the first plane
I get
to
it.
go see his kids,
I know.
and I love that about him. He's
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like John away from the shop, he's still John, but like he is such a good dad.
Mhm.
It's awesome. It's awesome to be around.
Yeah.
It is.
That's cool. No, it's good to hear. I think from the industry, it's like people either love him or him. You know what I mean? You don't? You've
Never
only
heard
met? No?
Yeah.
I hate John. I'm just kidding.
Then that means he's doing it right.
I like John. I think John's he's a good dude. He's a good businessman. He's done a lot. He has done a lot for the industry. I've met people that he is aggressive and he's a lot to take in. And not as a trainer, not everybody's going to love you.
Right.
It's just what it is, especially when you're out failing people. You know what I mean?
It
It sucks.
He's very serious about what he does.
He is.
And
He takes it
if you
serious.
have a student that is like, more timid,
Sure.
if I've seen him be able to kind of see that and then like come to them separately and talk to them differently than
That's
the rest of the class. Yeah.
That's so I've never met John, not even in email or over the phone or anything. I've worked with his team a little bit, but I saw one text message from him and immediately I was like, I so appreciate his assertiveness and aggressiveness.
Sure.
He had
It was
called,
to me. So it was
to him.
It was
he was
not his normal text from like to an installer. It was to me specifically.
He was
So
wrapping a boat that had some kind of coating on it. We're not even really sure exactly.
it
what
was just slimy.
It was
slimy,
just
sick,
gross.
beat up boat.
So he's texting John, and John's down doing.
It's John's client. Like,
Yeah.
like they called John for this, and he let us. He's like, "Hey, I need this done." Yeah,
So John's doing some training, I think, down at Miller's, And
He was
and Tim's
in a class.
texting him like, "Hey, just a heads up. Here's what we're doing. Here's what I got to do. Blah blah blah." And he goes, "Just wrap the damn boat, Tim." Like periods in between each word. And I was like,
Well,
"Yes,
I had talked to him like 3 times before that
just
same day
wrap the
because like
boat, Tim."
that particular account is his account, his baby, and like
He was
Destiny. No one
clearly
else.
tired of your shit.
No one else is like going to answer questions for John, but John and his team. He knows that. They know that. Like
Yeah.
this is John's baby. Ask John. It's like he's teaching a class. I'm gonna text him. You know?
All that to say, I appreciated it.
Oh, he was very direct. It was like, hey,
Yeah, I can't imagine why anybody wouldn't like him.
he's like, just get it done.
Just a
Wrap the
bundle-
fucking boat.
Bundle of joy there.
Nah, he's a
The fucking boat,
good
Tim.
dude though. He really is.
Listen, I like him. I know he gets a pass for being competitive. I don't. People be like, no. They'd just be like, hey,
I'm not competitive.
I love it.
I like to get behind you and kind of talk shit in your ear a little bit.
Not me.
I do.
Just bear down.
I like to like kind of sneak up.
Yeah?
I'm not loud about competition. I'll beat you and you won't even know.
Yeah, I like to get real, real loud, and then I lose a bunch, and then come back and win.
Yeah.
That's how I generally do.
I'm still waiting for that last part to happen to me. I'm like, it's gonna happen. Scott told me it's how it works.
Well, if they put up 15 grand again and it ain't happening, then I'll tell you that.
I'll split with you.
I did see Javier and Jim made a post. Maybe partners next year.
What?
That's what I seen. I don't know how true that is.
I'm gonna
but-
call Jim.
Told you.
I'm gonna call
I've been
Jim.
telling them.
I've been-
like, you need to start reaching out for your.
I've already got the team name.
for you.
You better put their big boy pants on.
What's the name here? I gotta hear it.
It's Team Gemini.
Gemini.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I mean,
yeah.
what else you
That's
gonna call
good.
it?
No, that's it. That's a good one.
Tim and I didn't have the ring to it.
That's true.
I also don't think he would say that.
I'm gonna let Javier know. I think that's a great team name. Woo! I'm just kidding. I'm gonna tell him.
You should definitely tell them.
That's gonna suck.
We're gonna show up and that's gonna be the name on the board,
Gemini.
and you're gonna get so salty.
Especially if it's spelled with a J. You know what I mean?
Yeah. JEM. Jim and the All Stars. I hope they're in costume when they do it.
Yeah, I think the podcast is over.
What? You stopped recording like an hour ago?
Lambert, are we good?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, where'd you stop us at? Mid sentence.
Lambert, are we good? That's where he ends.
All right, let's go.